Hey guys, how are we doing? Thanks for joining me today. Another live stream, a Saturday afternoon live stream from a very, very hot Hua Hin. How you doing? Going to say hi to everybody in a little while. Just to let you know, I'll repeat this a few times. Dave from Alpha Omega occasionally will be joining us in 10 or 15 minutes time. An interesting guy. We'll be talking about life here in Thailand as expats. You can ask us questions and we'll answer. Just try and keep the comments and questions a little bit respectful. Okay. All right. Let's start as we always do. First in today is Uncle Willie B. Nice to see you in. Franco there in the background, down there in Pattaya. Hope you're having a good time, Franco. We've got Watton Leon, is it? Hi, Peter. Back home to the cold weather from 3 months trip to Hua Hin. Unlucky, never managed to bump into you there. We are actually very lucky because you managed to get home. A lot of people are trapped in the Middle East because of what's going on now. Maybe next time you're in Hua Hin, you can drop me an email. My email is in all the descriptions of all my videos and live streams, okay? But glad you got home okay. Scott Madden, is it? Hi, Peter. Liking the Saturday streams. This should be an interesting one with Dave. Cheers for the content. Okay. David 0100, how you doing? Who's that now? Rennie, I think it is. Wow, an unexpected treat. This nice Saturday morning. Greetings. So the thing is, Rennie, I do a live stream on a Saturday, every other Saturday now. And as you know, the regular stream is on a Sunday afternoon. Sunday evening, 8 o'clock for regulars and 9:45 for members. But this earlier stream gives other people from around the world a chance to come in and just chat and say hello. And it seems to be going quite well so far. Roger, how you doing? Roger Whittington. Pravel, always good to see you in, mate. Martin, how are you? Good morning from Sweden. How's the weather in Sweden? Pretty cold, I would imagine. People have sent me videos of very picturesque parts of the world where there's 3 feet of snow and it looks gorgeous, like a Christmas card. But to be honest with you, I'd rather be here with the air conditioning on, really. Bradley, how you doing? Nice Boy says, hi, Peter, I'm here for Dave. Okay, good stuff. Hi, I'm from Perth. Very hot here today too. Perbit, how you doing? In San Diego now. Anton, hello, Peter, and soon to be arriving Dave. Well, I can see Dave in the background there, grooming himself, getting ready, and he'll be with us soon. Okay, Holden fan, how you doing? David down there in Pattaya, greetings from a very hot Jomtien. Cool season is well and truly over. I'll tell you what, we had a storm here this morning in Hawaii, and it was about 7 o'clock. I don't normally wake up that early. But my girlfriend wakes up about 6 and she goes to the hospital at 7 to start to 8. And for some reason, I woke up and it was absolutely hammering down. I said, listen, you're not getting on that bike. I'm going to take you in the car. She's like, no, I'm okay. I'll put plastic on. I said, you're joking, 7 kilometers in this. So I actually got up very bleary eyed and I drove her into the hospital this morning. And I said to her, look, just take a grab cab back. You know, I don't want to come back this afternoon. So yeah, very heavy rain. All right. Billy the Brick. Hi from Pattaya, Billy the Brick. Okay, great. Okay, so let's, I think I'll bring Dave in now because I've said hello to everybody. These Saturday streams are still building. You know, we get over 300 in on a Sunday night, but the Saturday ones, I think we had about 200 in last Saturday, a little bit more. But I'm going to bring Dave in and we'll say hello to him. So Dave, how you doing?
How you doing, Pete? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Can you hear me okay? See me okay? Everything?
Yeah, everything's crystal clear, and Bristol fashion. I don't know. That's one of your sayings in the UK. What is it? Ship shape and Bristol fashion. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
So how are you finding the weather down in Bangkok? You're in Bangkok. So is it getting hotter or not? Is it just me down here?
Actually, I'm not in Bangkok now. I'm in Pontoutini, which is, just, if anyone wants reference, it's about 20 minutes drive north of Rangsit on the north of Bangkok. But it's a rural area. And just like you say, this is like an oven here. I've got a screen behind me blocking the window because it's just intense. It's about, I can see it here now, when it says 36 degrees. But you know yourself, it feels hotter, exactly. So I'm just hydrating myself with something you can't hydrate yourself with.
Cheers, I've got a coffee.
Well, this is, there's Harry. Harry, close the door. Oh, good boy. My guys know, you probably know Harry as well. He's
right. Seen him on the streams. Okay. Yeah. So see here, the problem we have here, we have a lot of glass in the house, and at the front of the house, it's like a magnifying glass. It gets so hot. So I've got a guy coming next week. He's going to put UV tint on all the windows. 10,000 baht. I mean, you can't say fairer than that. But it keeps 99% of the UV out of the house, you know, because it's just so hot at the front. We can't even open the bedroom curtains because the bedroom faces the front, and it's you know, it's ridiculous. So how long have you actually been in Thailand, Dave?
This time, I first came here in 2008. It's something that I haven't really said before, but it was only for a few days holiday. But I got the bug. I was bitten by the bug, and it took me I'd say about 3 or 4 years to get everything together to come over full time. So I came over full time in February 2013.
Right. And how long this particular, because you've got a wife, you've got a kid and everything, Harry, there. So how long have you been here kind of this time round? Like continuously?
Well, it's 13 years. I have not left Southeast Asia for the last 13 years.
Yeah, so it's quite a long time. I'm into my fourth year now. Do you find living here, like I try to explain to people sometimes, when you come here on holiday, vacation, as the Americans say, you get a buzz, don't you? You get off that aircraft, you get to your hotel, you throw your bags down, you're down at Soy 4, have a beer, and it's exciting. It's really exciting. But do you find living here, you kind of lose that quite a lot and you get into a routine, or do you still get that buzz?
Well, this is one of the reasons I'm glad to be talking to you, because I know we share similar experiences. But what I would say is, like anything else, the novelty wears off and it can become mundane. But I'd rather have, like, if you're comparing, say, a mundane existence in Ireland or the UK to a mundane existence in Thailand, you take the Thailand experience any day. But yes, I do find that it gets very repetitive, especially with a 7-year-old doing the school run every morning, every afternoon, and then being roped. Like, he's on the summer holidays now for 2 months. I won't say stuck, but I'm with Harry 24/7, basically. Right. So yeah, it's the mundanity. But I think you mentioned before in a conversation with me about the loneliness. That's what some guys don't realize, because I say it in my videos. We're living in a parallel universe. We don't speak the language. The culture is different, and there's no crossover. Do you find that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm like you. I'm into my 4th year now. Now, luckily, I've found a nice woman that I'm with, so I'm not on my own. I don't think I'd be living in a house down here if I was single. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't get particularly lonely. I'm okay with my own company. But for me in Bangkok, I was meeting subscribers every day. I could come out my front door. I was in Soy 8. The BTS is there. I could go over to Fortune Town, look at the electronics. I could go for a beer and for. There's a lot of buzz in Bangkok. I don't regret moving down here, but like you, sometimes I feel when she's at work all day and I haven't got much to do, I do feel a little bit isolated, and I'm like, oh, what shall I do now? Because it takes me half an hour to get into town. But, I mean, the overall picture, I do, like you said, I'd rather be here because, you've got the sunshine, people are nice, the food's great, and it's what we'll be doing in the UK, living on our own. But yeah,
I just say this again. I'm not from the UK. I just say a lot of people think this about Ireland. I'm from the Republic of Ireland, and look, fellas wind me up all the time. And
I know, but I meant myself.
I know. Yeah, but I'm just trying to lighten, give a bit of banter to the thing.
Proud Irish.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm a proud Republican Irishman. Put it that way.
Fair enough. Okay, so something a lot of people will be interested in, I know the answer because you've already told me this, but something that will be interesting for people is you had a fantastic channel with over 100,000 followers. Now, I'm in my 6th year on YouTube, and I'm still on 75,000. It's a great achievement, but I haven't hit 100,000 yet. Now, you hit 100,000 and it wasn't long, really, was it? A year or two? And you were interviewing all those girls. So it always amazed me how you managed to find those beautiful girls and interview them, and that they spoke English. I mean, just tell everybody again how you actually managed to find these beautiful girls and interview them, because I've seen comments on your pages where people said, oh, you just go up and you stick your camera in people's faces. And that isn't true, is it?
No, absolutely not. Wigwam Night Market is one of the best kept secrets in Thailand. It's an absolute, I would say, it's like a conveyor belt of beautiful girls. Literally, any time between, say, 10 p.m. and 3 a.m., 7 days a week, you will find the girls that you saw without any problem. And in regards to getting them to talk, off camera, I approached them with a lanyard with a QR code. They scan it, they see the channel, I explain to them, and if they want, they do. If they don't want, they don't want. So on that channel, people never saw the legwork. Any girl who spoke to me was a willing participant. That's basically what it was. But
yeah, you weren't just walking up to people and sticking the camera in the face. But just tell us, because people think that channel was taken down. It wasn't actually taken down. Just tell us what happened again, why you had this channel that was earning you good money, 100,000 subscribers, and now it's kind of no more. Just talk us through what actually happened.
Okay, well, thanks for the opportunity to talk about this. One thing about the algorithm that I learned was, do you remember about 2 years ago, creators were being encouraged to upload shorts? Remember, they had to push, okay? So my channel, The Big Picture El Panorama, was geared towards that because I had 5 interviews per video and they translated into 5 individual shorts. I had 1,500 videos, multiply that by 5, and you can see the potential. So that's what I did. And I started lashing out the shorts, 20-second shorts, 10-second shorts. I got 10 million views, 20 million views. It went crazy. What happened? The algorithm looks at your channel and decides it's a shorts channel. And it compares the views of the shorts to the long form. So I'm getting 5, 10, 15,000 views on the long form, 10 million views on the short form. It doesn't promote the long form. It killed the channel. It killed the channel. So I went from, let's say, average 15, 20,000 views per video to 1,500 views per video. And here's what happened. I'll cut to the chase very quickly. About a month, 6 weeks ago, I woke up one morning, all my channels were gone. Alpha Omega, The Big Picture El Panorama, and I had another one, BP-EP2, which was similar to the other one. Anyway, the reason given was I had been uploading content that was contrary to the community guidelines. And when I checked it out, it was, I don't know how they phrased it, but the massage parlors. I had massage parlor interviews on my channel. And the AI is now supervising or monitoring the whole thing. So what was an acceptable video, what were acceptable videos over the 3-year period of that channel, suddenly when AI took over, bang, it removed my channels. I appealed it, and basically within 20 minutes, I got them back with a warning that the Big Picture El Panorama is on a warning, and because I had uploaded content contrary to the community guidelines, and if it happened again, I would lose all my channels. Right. It wasn't taken down. It's still there, but the logo has changed. It's just a blank T for there, you know. And all the content, I regrettably deleted every single video manually because I didn't want the algorithm to come back and say, here's another breach of community guidelines, you know. So that was the safest thing to do.
Yeah, I think about that sometimes. I mean, I'm very, very careful. You know, when I tell the stories, I use the word aerobics instead of you know what, and people use the word broccoli instead of you know what. But it is scary. You know, I mean, you know, I think about that as well. I've had one copyright strike against me because I bought some images on a USB stick from a guy who assured me they were his images, and one of the images was a girl who reported it to YouTube, and they give me a strike. I took it down. I mean, the strike's not against me now because it was more than a year ago. But how's your current channel going?
Oh, Alpha Omega is going fantastic. I mean, I have a loyal following. And I can tell you, it's like therapy for me. I want to discuss this with you. Part of my life in Thailand is, you know, you get a lot of downtime and you're on your own a lot. And in the mornings after I leave Harry to school and she goes to work, I do a little bit online other than YouTube, but it doesn't fill all my time. So I'll give you a classic example. Yesterday. Sorry, that's Harry back.
He's back. Fred's eye went out, so the test on his eye is gone, so he can remember.
Oh, good boy. Good boy. Go downstairs. Go downstairs.
No, this is Fred.
Oh, that's Fred. That's Fred. Okay. Look. So, but basically, I'm at a loss for something to do most mornings. Right. And when I go out with the camera, you might find this, but when I go out with the camera, it provides me with an opportunity to meet people. Literally, I'm walking down the street. I use a tripod. The camera's on the tripod. I'm talking, and somebody will come up and talk to me, and it's therapy. It's something to do.
Right. I'm just smiling because we've had a laugh about this, me and you. But yours has said, is this a guy that moaned about you eating your fish and chips?
Fish and chips.
And I made one back, didn't I? I made one back, but I mean, there's it was all done in jest, really. But hi, yours.
Exactly.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, exactly. But see, this is what maybe guys miss the point of. But it's probably designed for guys to miss the point because we create content for people to click on. You know, it's sensationalist, it's confrontational, whatever it may be. You know, if I just start fish and bloody chips, what the hell are they doing? It's much better than, hello, my name is Dave, welcome to the channel. You know, that's the kind of thing, you know.
So I mean, I don't know. I've noticed a lot of my videos now, they aren't getting as many viewings as they used to get across the board. And I don't know if that's because I've moved down to Hawaiian or there's just so many more YouTubers now. But like I mentioned to you before, one thing that YouTube have really cracked down on is patia videos, anything to do with patia. And you don't necessarily have to be going around filming girls. It's just they don't want that. Their advertisers don't want to be linked to patia because of its reputation. And as I said to you, when we spoke off camera, I made a video about, it was called, Is Patia on the Decline? And I was just speaking over some B-roll, and I said, no, I don't think it is. You know, people have changed and what have you. There was nothing, there was no girls, there was no kind of beach road activity, if you know what I mean. I wasn't on Soy Bacao, it was just walking street in the beach, and they demonetized the video. It did 16,000 viewings, but they demonetized the video. So yeah, I just think YouTube is getting so strict now. You've got to be so careful, you know. And there's so many guys down there in Patia now who are walking around with a camera filming the same thing. You know, I'm on Soy 6, I'm on Walking Street, I've died and I've gone to heaven. You know, and it's like, I don't know why people still watch that.
You see, I agree with you completely. It's been done and dusted a million times, you know. And by the way, this is what my theory is AI. If your video was demonetized because of Patia, whatever it may be, I'm fully convinced that AI has a huge role in the algorithm now, and that basically when I asked for when I appealed my channels being taken down, it was reviewed by a human and they were put back up within 20 minutes. Because
I had a similar thing when years ago when I first monetized. You know, they put if it's monetized, they used to put like a green dollar sign next to your video.
That's right. That's right.
And then if they wouldn't monetize it, whatever, it'd be an orange dollar. In other words, they're not going to monetize. And I had about 15 videos, and I did what you did. I just wrote to YouTube. What's the word you just used there? I forgot the word you used.
Appeal.
Yeah, I appealed about 15 videos, and I think 14 of them got released. You know, they agreed that there was nothing wrong with them. But you're right. One thing that let me say thank you very quickly to two people here. First to Pravel, who's given me 400. I think that's rupees. I think it's rupees. I'm not sure. And then I've got.
It'd be nice if it was pounds.
Well, Herbert sent $10. He always does that. Thank you very much. By the way, any super chats that come in today, I'm going to be splitting with Dave after we take out the 30% from YouTube. I'm not expecting a great deal. That's not why we're doing it today. A quick hi to Paul down there. It's Gin O'Clock. He's on the gin.
That's Paul G. So I just want to say hello to Paul G. He's got a great channel and he doesn't get the credit for it. You see him there?
Right.
He does food reviews.
Okay, so I'll go and take a look. He's always in the streams. Okay, so back on track with what you were saying there. Yeah, it can be very boring, you know, and like you say, YouTube is kind of a therapy. But what I like about your videos, I do videos where I just sit and talk to the camera, but I'm a little bit shy in the fact, you might not believe that, but I'm a little bit shy where I feel if I'm in a park that's got a lot of people, I'm standing there with a selfie stick and there's people walking past me, I feel a little bit shy, whereas it doesn't seem to bother you. I've seen you in restaurants with people on the next table and you're just talking to the camera. It doesn't seem to bother you so much.
No, it's amazing to see that there was a great report for the BBC. She was born in Australia and Afghanistan. Okay, her parents were from Afghanistan. She was born in Australia. Imelda Hakim. I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong, but she was interviewed because she was the foreign correspondent for the Middle East about 10 years ago. And as a woman in the Middle East, they asked her, how can a woman feel comfortable walking around the streets of Kabul, talking to people freely? And she said, the camera. You don't need me to demonstrate, but I'll just show you. That's the camera I use. Okay, it's a Canon M50, but it's not dressed up. It would normally have that light on the side and the radio mic transmitter or receiver on it. But when I have that, it's like a barrier between me and the other person. And it kind of changes the dynamic. When I'm sitting in McDonald's or in a restaurant, and I'm standing in a mall or in a street, and people are passing me by, I'm talking to the camera as if it's another person. It's psychology. If I didn't have the camera, Peter, there's no way I could do it. It's psychology, but it's like the camera. You treat the camera as a person.
Well, I do it another way. I've got a very expensive mobile phone that I need to upgrade. Actually, it was expensive when I got it, which shoots HD video, which is fantastic. And what I tend to do if I'm out and about, I like to use just a quick thank you before we go on to the guys who left us a couple of super chats there. Say nice boy there, 5 Singapore dollars. Thank you. It's a good idea. We'll maybe talk about that. And then Martin, I don't know, Sec 100. I don't know what Sec. I always get a chang on me. All right. Thank you, Martin. I don't go out with a big camera. I've got various cameras. I've got the DJIs, the DJI 2, the DJI 3, and some other bits and pieces. But I tend to just go out with a mobile phone because I kind of think if I'm walking around making video, it just looks like I'm a tourist because I'm holding a camera. I don't even have a selfie stick on it. So look, the phone's here. I'll just walk around like that, and I kind of look like a tourist because I'm so self-conscious of it, But the other thing is, that must be heavy holding that thing up for any length of time because it's quite a bulky camera.
Yeah, well, I tell you, one of the reasons I had the confidence in interviewing the girls in Wigwag Market for the other channel, that was a rig. I have a cage on the camera. I had lots of stuff, lights, microphones, I had a big external microphone, and I had a handheld microphone. The more intimidating you look, or the more, let's say, professional you look, the more confidence you get. And as well as that, I used to go down. This is for anyone watching this. If you know Wigwag Night Market, the wig that's called Practice on Pro. It's just at the Wigwag MRT. Go halfway down the street on the left-hand side, walking away from the Rashid Afzik Road, Soy 40. It's an alleyway. At the end of the alleyway, there's a woman who sells Leo for 39 baht per can. I used to go down there and I'd be swinging back the Leo, during the shoot. And I spent more money making the videos than I was earning from them.
Talking about alcohol, has your consumption of alcohol changed since you've been in Thailand? Because I know mine has. I'm drinking far too much. I don't drink in the daytime at all, but I'm going to make a serious effort to kind of either knock it on the head or really reduce it. Well, how about you?
Well, I'm the same. I'm drinking now, but I don't drink during the day. I just don't do it. But a lot of people on my channel think I'm an alcoholic. But you see, they only see me in the video. I make 3 or 4 videos a week. But basically, I'll tell you this week, I'll give you exactly this week. Last Sunday, I had a face full of gin. Last Sunday evening. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then last night, because I'm up here in Pantutini, it's our weekend, I had a few. And today, I'm having a few, and I'll have a few tonight. But maybe when I go back to Bangkok, I'll have a few tomorrow night. But that'll be it for 4 days. That's my consumption.
See, I like to have a couple of large changs around 6 o'clock, and then I knock it on the head. I don't touch it, and then maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, I might have a couple of whiskey sodas and stuff like that. But the problem is because I enjoy it. I'm watching the TV and I'm watching a movie, and then I have a whiskey soda, a little shot of whiskey and a lot of soda, and it's enjoyable. I'm relaxing. She's gone to bed because she's got to get up early, and I'm starting to watch a movie and. I find myself going to bed sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning and then waking up at 9 o'clock and I'm like, I just don't want to do that anymore. I want to get up early, like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and go out and shoot because you just can't go out and film in the afternoons here. It's just far too hot now, isn't it? So I'd like to get up early and go out and make videos early morning, because when it's cooler and just feel a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you that, basically the whole idea of alcohol, just to answer the question simply, I don't consider myself to be living in the real world because it's not, what it's like back home. You know what it's like,
Right.
And this is like you wake up every morning and it's just crazy Thailand. It's whatever it may be. And, we'll be dead forever. This is I say this a lot. You don't know. My mother used to say, you never know the day nor the hour. It'll just happen. Bang. Yeah. And my father-in-law used to say, there's a lot to be said for sudden death. So that's the way I try to live my life. Okay, you can get sclerosis, you can get cancer, you can get this, you can get the other. But to be honest with you, Peter, enjoy what you have, because you just don't know what will happen. You know, that's my philosophy.
Yeah. Just somebody left a comment here, and I agree with it. Someone said, Dave, sit back. The sound is much better when you recline. When you sit back, your sound is really good, but you come forward, it kind of goes right down. So,
Okay.
Right. Okay. And then, David, I don't think you drink a lot too much. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. The other thing here, of course, is alcohol is very cheap, isn't it? There's a beer I've just discovered I think it's called Acha, and it's like 29 baht a can, you know, and it tastes pretty good. It's just not sold everywhere. And, you know, a liter of whiskey, you can get in a decent, when I say decent, I mean, it's not Thai, you know, the traditional Thai whiskey. It's I think it's called 365, and it's about 375 baht for a liter. What's that work out? You've seen it? Yeah, that's what I drink. Let me just work that out. 375. What should we divide that by?
$10, something like that.
Yeah, it's £8, about £9, $10. Well, I mean, I can tell you now, a bottle of whiskey in Tesco's or Sainsbury's, they're large supermarkets in the UK, a litre, even their own brand, you're going to be paying what, 25 quid? 25 pounds?
Yep. Yeah. I know this. Jameson Irish whiskey is sold in 7-Eleven. It's cheaper in Thailand than it is in Dublin. I mean,
all the taxes and what have you.
Yeah.
So back out on your filming, when you're out and about filming, did you ever get any hassle off people because you're filming girls? Did anybody ever come up to you and say anything to you, or have you had any negative?
Fantastic question. I did that just before COVID. I started, and I finished mid last year, 3.5 years. In all of that time, I never got one incident, never any animosity from a Thai person. It was only from fellow Farang. There was a guy in Soy 11 in Sukhumvit. Right. You know that the 7-Eleven at the end of Soy 11?
On the corner there?
Literally at the very end.
It bridges Sukhumvit and Soy 11, yeah.
Yeah, and you can stand up outside, and it's kind of a raised area, and you can see the whole of Soy 11. I was standing there, and this guy, I couldn't tell you where he was from. If I had to guess, Australia, but I don't know. But he was a native English speaker, and he came up to me and he asked me for a light. He asked me for a bottle opener. Did I have a bottle opener? And I'm standing there drinking, but then he looked down at the camera and he became agitated. Or here's another Farang with the camera. And I said, I tell you what, I have a cigarette lighter and I can pop the top. And he said, he came up with a bottle in his hand. He came up towards me and he said, I won't say the word, but I asked you for effing. He became aggressive. Right. And then there was other instances walking along Sukhumvit at night with a GoPro. I sometimes use the GoPro on that channel, and I got deliberately bumped into. So to answer your question, never from a Thai, only from fellow Europeans.
I've had the same experiences with foreigners. So what they do, it not quite as forward as that, but I've been filming a scene and I've seen a foreign guy, and I know he's done it in purpose. He's walked in front of the camera and kind of stopped and lit up a cigarette and just kind of stood there looking the other way, not at me, you know, and you think, arsehole, you know. Good question there. Good question from Dave on screen there for you, Dave. It says, what's the percentage of girls that wanted to talk when you're out in the market? How many declined?
Fantastic. I'd say about 10% of the girls would say yes. Most 10%. Of them would just look at you. Yeah. So some of them, I'll tell you the scenario. Picture this. I'm standing there with a handheld mic, with a camera on a cage. That's the cage. That's the cage with lots of stuff connected to it. Like I've got microphones. Anyway, looks very impressive. I'm standing there, and you know, a girl will walk by, and I go, "Do you speak English?" Or I might say it in Thai. Come put press anchor the mic, and a percentage of them would go, like, "Fuck off." Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. But just so you know, okay. But a lot of them will just be very polite and shy and be like, you know, like a rabbit in the headlights and go away. Yeah, but the ones who said yes with a bang. Yeah. And if I could write a book about what happened off camera in Wigwam Night Market, but I don't want to jeopardize my my relationship with my wife, but she never watches my videos.
What always got me, because I don't really watch Thailand YouTubers, because I'm sure it's the same for you. We've got our own lives to live, and I spend so much time. I put out 2 videos a week, that's all, but I spend a lot of time on them. Especially the stories. They take 12. Believe it or not, the stories take 12 hours from reading the email to actually producing the actual finish. Yeah.
I remember watching you. Sorry for interrupting. I remember watching you when you were back in the UK, and your introduction music with the 7-Eleven ding dong, and then the jingle you had, the original jingle you had. That was a real addictive Friday night viewing for me. I used to be living in our mother's house, and I'd just be lying back at night. Harry was just born, and you'd come on with your stories, and they'd be riveting, absolutely riveting.
Yeah, the thing about during COVID was because people had nothing to do. I used to get so many stories sent to me that if I received a story, that would have to wait 4 months until it got told, because I had so many of them. Now it's got to the stage where if I get 3 stories to fill a 30-minute upload, I'm really happy, because a lot of the time now I'm having to repeat stories. Something that annoys me, you were talking about AI earlier. Something that annoys me, there's a bunch of channels that have sprung up, and they're AI, they're speaking AI, and everything's AI, and they're telling these stories like I tell them. And I get people write to me and say, oh, your stories have got a bit boring. This guy, all his stories are exciting. Something always happens. But I always say to them, that's not real life, because if people are sending in stories, some are good, some are bad, some are boring, some are exciting. That's real life. If you've got a guy who's putting out a 40-minute video every single week, and it's a crash and burn story every single week, it's got to be fake, and it kind of amazes me how people don't realize that.
Yeah, well, there's a lot. You hit the nail on the head. There are oodles of these AI, story channels. I mean, there was one I was watching. I don't know why I watched it. I was just lying in bed, and it was about a guy from Sweden who lost all his money. Right. He had a condo wherever it was in Thailand, and he was part of a social club, a golf club or something like that. Even though and then the girlfriend, even though the money was being hemorrhaged, he kept on giving because he felt he had to give. It was bullshit. It was a real bullshit AI story. It didn't have any kind of reality to it at all.
Go on.
No,
I was going to say, people send me stories that they've made up in ChatGPT, but I can tell that they're not real stories, because when someone pours his heart out and writes a real story, you can feel it. Like the guy who, for example, there was a guy who married a Thai girl who'd had a very bad Thai husband who used to beat her and stuff, took her back to Australia. They went out on a boat one night and it tipped over and she drowned, so these sort of things you don't make up, right? The story about the bar girl in Pattaya, she was come down from East End. She was 20 odd years in Pattaya, and she eventually married an English guy, and they had a kid, and they ended up having a good life together. People will say, oh, you made those stories up. It's just crazy. How do you handle trolls? Because we all get trolled, don't we?
Okay, I'm a big fan of Bald and Bankrupt. You know him, Bald and Bankrupt, the English YouTuber from Brighton. And
is that the guy who got booted out of Russia?
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy.
Yeah,
he made a very good point about the trolls. He enjoys them. He said, enjoy it. And what I do is, somebody sent me a message today about you're full of shit and all the rest of it. I said, thank you very much for your feedback. I really appreciate it. Right. And then the classic one is when they use bad grammar. Like they go Y-O-U-R instead of Y-O-U''R-E, like your. Well, I correct their grammar. I said, if you want an English lesson, I'm an English teacher. I'll be glad to help you. So engage with them, but let them know it's not affecting you. That's my answer.
YouTube isn't too bad. I mean, Facebook's terrible for it. It's like I used to get upset with it, but I kind of quite enjoy answering them back now, like you do. People say to me, why don't you just block and delete them? Why do you have to engage with them? But it actually helps the channel with the algorithm, because you've got this. They don't realize they're actually helping you when they troll you there, and you write them back to them. They come back again. They're actually helping your channel.
Absolutely. So
I had a guy who hated me so much. I'd never met him. I don't know him, but he had such a grudge. Well, there was 2 guys. There was one. I think he was here in Hua Hin, and he was some sort of a bodybuilder from his picture, and he copied my, the avatar that shows your logo sort of thing. And because on YouTube, channels are not they're not like URLs where they're one-offs. Anybody can have a channel called Thailand Bound. It could be 100 Thailand Bounds, And he created a channel, and he was answering. Well, it looked like me. So what he was doing, if somebody asked a question in the comments, he'd answer it. And when you looked at it, it looked like I'd answer him, but they were really rude answers. Like, I mean, it sounds funny when I say it now, but a typical example would be something like he'd write, "Could you tell me?" The genuine question from the subscriber or viewer, he said, "Oh, could you tell me what the distance is from how long it will take me to get from Bangkok to Pattaya?" Right? I'd normally write back and just say, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's a couple of hours." And this guy came in and he'd say, "Well, you don't expect me to answer you for free, do you? Send me a $10 super chat and I'll consider answering you." And I was looking at these comments. I was thinking, Jesus Christ, I didn't write that, And it took me about 3 months to get rid of him. He was a real pain, And but I did eventually get rid of him. And then there was another guy called Martin Watson. I don't know what his problem was. I think what it was, he left a comment. I disagreed with him, and he just kind of signed me up to all these. He'd gone on a lot of websites and he signed me up because he wanted me to get a lot of spam junk mail. But what he didn't realize, he would have had to put my name, address, made up address, date of birth, all this. And he's doing this over and over and over, thinking I'm going to get all this spam email. When actually I got one email saying, you have to click the link to become active. And of course, I never clicked the links. So he did all this work and it didn't do any harm to me. But anyway, okay, let's move on from trolls. Guys, if you just joined us, welcome to my live stream today with Thailand Bound and Dave from Alpha Omega occasionally. How did you come up with that name, actually? That's a kind of strange name. What does it mean?
Okay, well, basically, I'm a big fan. I'm very interested in languages, and my father was fluent in Latin. And you might not know this about Ireland, but Latin was a compulsory subject in Irish schools because of Catholicism. Okay?
It wasn't. So, just interrupt you quickly. I went to Catholic schools because I'm a Catholic.
Are you? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was. And my mother was Irish, right?
I didn't know that either. Jesus,
she came from She came from a small village called Attai. It's in County
Kildare. Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I went through the Catholic system, and
so sorry.
We were taught Latin. I don't know any Latin, but it was compulsory.
Yeah, but I don't know it either. But just to say that it gave me an interest. And Alpha Omega is Greek. Here's me. It's just a real Irish thing. I'm talking about Latin and I say Alpha Omega is Greek. But basically, alpha is the first letter and omega is the last letter of the Greek alphabet. So A to Z occasionally. That's it. I give you the A to Z, everything occasionally. So
right. Let me just say
that's the origin.
Okay, I want to say a big thank you to that very generous super chat there from Mickey. And I will be I'm not expecting a lot of super chats today, but just to reiterate, anything that comes in today, I'll be splitting with Dave. YouTube take out about 30%, and then the balance I'll split with Dave. So
can I ask you, have you ever been to Attai? Did you ever go to Ireland?
No, do you know what? I've never been to Ireland. I'll tell you a story that I've recently told on my channel. So I was adopted. My mother came to London when she was 17 from Attai, and she worked for an Italian couple. They had an Italian restaurant in the East End, and then when she was 18 she got a job in one of the big hotels in the West End. I can't remember which one it was, but in those days they used to live in the basement or the attic, the staff did, because accommodation is expensive in London. So they used to accommodate this. So she's a waitress or something, I can't remember exactly, but she got pregnant with me, and obviously you know what it's like. Well, you're Irish, so you should know that you couldn't, back in the 60s, a single mother going back to a village.
Scandal. Sorry to interrupt. It was a scandal, and it was only addressed recently by the Irish government. The Magdalene babies, Mary Magdalene in the Bible.
Right.
There were mass graves in convents where babies were actually, I don't know exactly, but they were put in mass graves, and it was a scandal that a single girl would have a child, and what they did is the parents would put them in a convent, they have the baby, and the baby is adopted, or she moves to England, and that's exactly, I think, what your scenario is, what your story is.
Just got another comment there. It says, can you tell Dave again to sit back from the microphone? It's echoing pretty bad. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So luckily I wasn't in that kind of situation. It was different in London. So she got pregnant with me. obviously being a single parent, whoever my father was, I don't know who he was. He ran off, right? He wasn't going to take responsibility. And so her only option was to turn to the church. And she went into a mother and baby home somewhere in London and had me. And then I think it was 6 weeks before she had me and 6 weeks after. And then there was an arrangement where I was adopted by a Catholic family in Northamptonshire. And what happens is my mother had to go to a house in Hammersmith, which was run by the nuns, pass me over with all the blankets and all the rest of it. She'd go, and then the adoptive parents would come in and take the baby. And that's what happened to me. So I didn't really have a bad experience. But I actually met my mother, Dave, when I was 50. You know, she'd been living in a house in London that she'd bought in 1972. And I was living in Northamptonshire, and I didn't know where she was. And I decided to try and find her when I was 50. And I actually found her and I met her. And that was quite a strange affair. You know, and we've been friends ever since.
I'm actually this is something that I never knew about you. Like, you know, you're actually Irish. So well done. Right. But I say, have you got a passport? Because a lot of British people, because of Brexit, because, you know, you haven't got the free travel in Europe, they apply for the Irish passport. Have you got a passport?
No, because technically I'm not Irish anymore. Because what happened in those days, when the adoption went through, it had to go through a magistrate's court. So my name was legally changed. When I was born, my name was Kevin O'Connor. I've got a birth certificate over there in a folder that says Kevin O'Connor.
Jesus.
Yeah. And yeah, it's funny. You don't know these things about some people on YouTube. You're a bit far back.
But we say in Dublin, you don't look like a Kevin O'Connor.
No. So my adoptive parents went to a magistrate's court and legally changed my name to my adoptive father's name. So I took on their family name. And, you know, it didn't affect me in the slightest. The only thing that was a bit emotional for me is obviously when I met my mother when I was 50, it was really strange because what happened, I know this has nothing to do with Thailand, but some people might find it a little bit interesting. So what happened was when I decided, I went to the, what do they call it in England? The social services. And they were really, really great. They've got a special office set up with a special telephone that if that telephone rings, they know it's a mother, right? Yeah, because some mothers say they don't want to know. You know, they've remarried, they've had children. They're like, oh no, that was in my past. I don't want nothing to do. I was lucky, you know. They're very clever. What they did, they sent a letter to her saying somebody. They put my birthday in there. And they say somebody you knew on this date in London at this location would like to give you a call. Is that okay? And they either ignore it or they do. And luckily for me, my mother actually contacted social services and said, yeah, sure, get him to call me. And they called me and I pulled into funny enough, a Travel Lodge car park because I'm actually on a motorway. And I gave her a call. And then from there, you know, we built up conversations. Then I went down to London. She was in Haringey, near Turnpike Station. And I went down to meet her. And that was really strange. You know, she'd glass door, knocking on the door because we'd arranged a meeting and seen her figure coming towards the door and thinking, this is a woman that gave birth to me like 50 years ago, you know, and she opens the door and there she is. And I can see myself in her, you know, but obviously being in Thailand now, I've kind of lost touch with her.
That's an amazing story. Honest to God, Peter, I would never have guessed. I was never have guessed, you know, that you had Irish connections.
Right. Well, it's not, you know, when you're on YouTube, a lot of things about yourself you keep hidden away. You don't expose everything. Like I've got a rule with my girlfriend. I won't show my girlfriend on camera because she's asked me, like, she's got her own Facebook page, but I don't bring her into YouTube videos like other YouTubers because she doesn't want to. And that kind of annoys some people. They're like, oh, well, you know, this YouTuber does it, you should do it. And I've only recently told people that I've actually got a full-time girlfriend. You know, I never mentioned it for 3 years. So, you know, I'm just starting to open up a little bit. I don't think it does any harm.
It doesn't. I mean, I'm the same as you, but my wife is completely private. She doesn't want to be on YouTube. But in the last couple of videos, I just said in the video, it's a cameo appearance. I was standing behind the car. She was putting something in the boot of the car, and there she was. But that's the only time that she's appeared on the channel. So exactly the same. I'll tell you what
I do for fun sometimes. If she's in the garden, I'll make a video on Facebook. I make silly videos about my grass going brown and stuff like that. And I'll get her in the shot, but it'll be behind her or above her or up to there. You know, never her face. You know.
But can I just say something about your videos before you go on? You made a video about the motorcycle. I said this before about the free motorcycle helmets being given out, and it was being sponsored by local businesses in High End. That was a fantastic video. I thought that was fantastic. It just goes to show that, you know, what you consider to be, or what is generally a good content, isn't necessarily what goes well on YouTube.
It's really strange, you know. It's like I mentioned on my YouTube channel, you know, we all want to make a video that gets seen by thousands of people. That's what it's about. And it's you know, sometimes I can just, like, it's an afternoon, I've got nothing to do, sit on my kitchen table and just talk about something. You know, it takes me half an hour to put it out and it gets 10,000 viewings. And another time I can plan like I did the oldest golf course in Thailand, happens to be here in Hua Hin, you know, so I went down there. I filmed the oldest hotel in Hua Hin, which was the Railway Hotel, now the Santara Hotel. I went in, I filmed the gardens, the old colonial building. I gave some history on the golf course. I filmed the whole golf course. Took me a day, a lot of editing and that. And I thought, well, this will do really well. It did 1,500 viewings. You know, I was very disappointed.
That's exactly my experience. Yeah, exactly. I did a video of the university in Rangkampeng University. And like that, I went around the campus, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit views. I don't know what it is. If we knew the answer, we'd all be millionaires. I mean, if we knew exactly what what content would hit the spot. Yeah,
I used to be quite envious of Pattaya YouTubers because that a lot of viewers, that's what they want to watch, and they want to go down soy 6. They want to be part of the experience. But you know, they must be suffering now because YouTube have really hardened up on Pattaya now. They don't want to show the girls and all that sort of thing now because their advertisers are not interested in it. So I don't know how they're what they're going to do for the future.
Well, you see, it's like thinking outside the box. We were down in Pattaya, like she books hotels left, right, and center. But sometimes we go to Pattaya, Bansang. We were down in Pattaya there about a year ago, and I did a video about the Indians. And the video was called Pattaya is overrun by Indians. I was standing in the hotel car park in the morning with Harry. I'll tell you, this is a funny story. Now, I don't mean to be derogatory. I'm not being derogatory. This is just a real story. We're standing at the elevator, at the entrance to the elevator on the 16th floor of the hotel. And there were a group of Indians waiting with us to get on. And there were a group of Indians in the elevator. As the elevator doors opened, it was a free-for-all. The ones in the elevator were getting out. The ones outside were coming in. And they just launched into each other. We get on the elevator. Now, I'm not being derogatory. It's not meant to be. This is just what Harry said to me. You can imagine the situation. We're packed into the elevator. We're packed, and we're going down. And Harry's down here. And Harry looks up at me and he says, "Daddy." I said, "What?" "There's a funny smell." It was garlic. It was garlic, whatever. Right. But I felt so embarrassed. But when I went down to the lobby, it was a free-for-all. Tour buses, like there must have been about 20 tour buses and Indians running around because I said Pattaya is overrun with Indians. That video went up 25,000 views. Bang. Yeah, so if you're talking about Pattaya, the way I'd see it is just think outside the box slightly, get away from the girly thing, use Pattaya in the title, but try to branch off in another direction.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you say that, but that's exactly what I did, because I just said the title of the video was just called "Is Pattaya in Decline?" and I didn't talk about girls or anything, So I don't know. I don't know if you're able to answer that question on screen, are you, Dave? From David, I've met David down there and jumped in. David says, "Please tell us one of your semi-sanitized story about a hookup with one or more of the girls you interviewed at the market." Well, Dave's actually married with his son, Harry. So
yeah, I'll just say this. I'll answer it like the best I can. There have been many encounters that have been, say, fruitful encounters with some absolutely drop dead and I say drop dead gorgeous. The Chinese are, I'll just tell you the difference between a Chinese girl and the Thai girl. Right. The Chinese girls see us as novelties. The Thais know we've been coming to Thailand for 50, 60 years since the Vietnam War. But the Chinese tourists are only new post-COVID. And those Chinese girls in Wigwang Market, they were just 22, 23 years old, 60-year-old Farang, with a camera. "Do you want to have a drink?" "No problem." What always amazed me about those videos, I mean, I didn't sit and watch them religiously every week because, like I was started to explain to you earlier,
because YouTube takes up so much of our time, the last thing I want to do is sit down and watch Thai YouTubers at night. You know, I want to watch a movie or something. But I was always amazed by the quality of those girls in those that you were interviewing. Some of them were, I mean, they were literally drop dead gorgeous. And I used to read some of the comments, and one of the biggest comments that you used to get on those videos is, "Where is this market? I've got to go there. Where do you meet these girls?" You know, because guys are watching this. Do you miss doing that at all, or are you kind of glad don't have to do it anymore?
I miss it a lot. I miss the social aspect of it. You know, again, what people don't realize about Wig Wang Market, there's lots of bars. There's a rooftop bar called the Unique Bar, and there's 2 levels. The 5th floor is live music with kind of heavy rock, blah, blah. The next floor above is lounge music, and it's heaven. It's absolute heaven. Yeah, it's like Sukhumvit without the prices. That's the way I'll say it.
Yeah. You know, I wasn't really keen on living in Sukhumvit. The reason I used to live there, because it is a real tourist hub there, isn't it? It's good that you can, you know, a lot of the staff speak English and stuff, and you can get Western food. I love Thai food as well, as you know. No jokes now. But the thing is, I lived in Soi 8 for the simple reason, a lot of subscribers would say, I'm coming through Bangkok, I'm coming Bangkok, I'd love to meet you for lunch or meet you for a beer. And I enjoy meeting people. And I was meeting 3 to 4 subscribers a week, you know, over lunch. And it was easy. I could just go down, have lunch, and then get back up to my apartment. But again, here, that's something I miss out on. I've met a couple of subscribers, but 4 months I've been here now, and I've probably met 3 in total, because I've got to go half an hour into town, half an hour back, plus the lunch. It's half a day, you know, and I can't always do it.
Okay. Are you far out of Hoi Hin? The town
I wouldn't say it's far, but I'm not on. Do you know Hua Hin? Have you been here?
Oh, yeah, a few times. Yeah.
Right. So you know the center of Hua Hin is basically where the Hilton is, isn't it? You know, Bintabat, the Hilton, Soi 94. That's the kind of center where the hub where everything goes on. So I'm in a Thai village. I'm actually it's a proper Thai community. Now there is a lot of Farang living here because they've bought with their Thai wives or girlfriends. They've bought villas and but it doesn't look like Hua Hin. I mean, it looks like a Thai neighborhood. You know about that?
Like this place. It's like this place. This
right. So, you know, I mean,
yeah.
you can hear chickens in the background. You know, the road that goes to the highway, I see cows in fields and stuff. So I actually, I live in Hua Hin, but I'm about 8 kilometers from the center. So it takes me about 20 minutes to get to the kind of into town, and then another 10 minutes to negotiate traffic to the center, you know, where all the action is. I mean, you've got to give and take. If this, I'm in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. If this was in the central of Hua Hin, it'd be a 5 million baht house. As it is, where it is, my girlfriend managed to get it for 2.4 million, and it's a fantastic living space. So you've got to take the rough with the smooth. We don't have a swimming pool. We don't have landscape gardens. We don't have security, but our neighbors are nice. I'm all cameraed up. You know, we've got plenty of room. And so in answer to your question, I'm not right in Hua Hin. I can't walk out my door and everything's there. But there is a few night markets. There's a night market that I can walk to that's 20 minutes away or 1 minute away on the scooter where I can grab a beer and stuff. And there's a few, I discovered a really good Indian restaurant just 3 miles away. So it's not too bad.
Because one thing that I'm conscious of, we'll be moving up here full time when she retires at the end of this year. And it really is in the arse, we say in Ireland, the arse end of nowhere. It's the arse end of nowhere.
Where you are
nothing
now.
Else there. Where I am now. There's a paddy fields down here. There's a village about 1 kilometer up the road. You can't walk because of the soy dogs. You have to drive. But at night, there's really nothing happening. There's really nothing happening. And I'm saying to myself, in December, we'll be up here full time. Will I be able to hack it? And I think I can say that I would miss Bangkok so much. I'd have to go back once a month or something like that.
Quick question for you. I forgot what I was going to ask. I had a good question for you there. I was going to. So this is what's called getting old. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. So where you are, you're saying you're in the arsehole of nowhere. Is there any other foreigners there, or are you on your own kind of thing?
Very good question. I've kind of addressed this on my channel a few times. There's an Italian guy in the house next to us. It's kind of when I say next to us, it's about 100 meters. But and again, I want to throw this out. I've thrown this out to people on my channel as well. But imagine this. This is in the middle of nowhere. You wouldn't be here unless you knew it was here. You know, you'd have to know this place was here.
Right.
He's Italian. Apparently, he deals with the exportation of tropical fish. That's his business. But he lives alone. And I made a video one night. This is a true story. He actually told me. One night, what was it? He was walking home drunk from the village, and a dog approached him, and he kind of shooed the dog or said something to the dog. But the owner of the dog took exception. And a few nights later, the owner came to the house with a machete.
Really?
And yeah, and he woke up. He told me this. I had a few gins with him. He woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning with a Thai guy with just a pair of shorts on, you know, the country ties, you know, just a pair of shorts, wielding a machete at the door. And this Italian, he's bald and he's very big, real Romany, you know, or the Roma. But anyway, he frightened them off. Frightened them off. But the thing about it is, someone living in a place as remote as this on your own, like you said, you wouldn't be in High Hin unless you were married. I wouldn't be in Pontutini unless I was married. But he's here without any woman, without any Thai connection.
Yeah, I couldn't hack it myself. It's not that bad here. I mean, I've got, like, next door, a Thai guy is very helpful. He's a chef in a hotel. He offered to clear the banana trees that were overhanging our house. They're all gone now. The couple that live on the other side are 2 women. Let's just leave it at that. You know what I mean, right? The guy across the road, he sells pineapples from his pickup truck. He's come across and spoke to me. There's another guy, got a couple of Alsatians. He's let me go in and look at the dogs. He knows I'm a dog lover. And it's actually noisier here than it was in Bangkok, because about 7 in the morning, I hear dogs yakking and chickens going and everything. Then it goes really deadly silent all day. And then about 7, 8 o'clock again, you hear people slamming car doors, coming home, dogs welcoming them and all that sort of thing. And then, you know, like it's rural, it goes 9 o'clock, it's dead. You know, people go, they seem to go to bed at like 9 o'clock in the evening.
They're very, I can tell you this about rural, and I'm going to ask you this. When someone dies or when someone gets married, what they do is they have these fluorescent, you know, the fluorescent bulbs, the long one. They have the multicolored ones, and they put them vertically, they tie them or they secure them to the poles along the road. And they have these speakers, which are about 3 or 4 meters high. That's an exaggeration, but you know, the big speakers. Right. And they blare out Thai
I've
music.
experienced it. I went to a funeral in Lopbury, and you're exactly right. Yeah. So just a couple of comments here. One from Glenn. He says, I live 7 hours northeast in a village where I'm the only Farang. I wouldn't change it for the world. No bars or anything. It's wonderful, but I guess I'm that sort of person. You've got to be that sort of person, because I couldn't live, that much on my own, like in the middle of nowhere. Quick question for you, Dave, and then I'll answer this. It's a good question. It says, it's from Liam. It said, did you ever get stung by a subscriber you met up with for a drink or lunch?
Well, I know you did. I can definitely say, I'm just trying to think. No, I have never. Anybody that I have met on my channel that brought me out for a drink and I just big shout out to John. He's from Manchester. Jon. Right. He does talks of Thailand. It's not Dan. It's this.
He's back. He's back.
There's Harry. There's Harry.
You live with him?
What?
You live?
I'm live. That's Peter, Thailand Bound. Say hello. Harry's a YouTuber as well, by the way.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, but basically, okay. Is Mommy at home? Is Mommy home?
Mommy's home.
Mommy's home. So we've no communication, by the way, with her. Her communication, my communication is minimal. Absolutely minimal.
Is YouTube okay with kids on the stream? Because I've never done it before.
No, they're okay. It's okay, provided, Harry, you better go, because
I want to listen to.
You can listen. Go on the TV and you can watch it. Ask Mommy. Just please go, because this is not my live stream. Please go, Harry. Just go. But basically, I'll just turn the.
I'm just scared of saying something in front of a child. You know.
No. I just say
he's still behind you, Dave.
There was an American YouTuber who had children on his channel, and he was demonetized for it. But
this is what I'm worried. This is what I'm worried about, Dave. He's still.
Yeah. I know, but basically, the channel was completely about his children. But Harry is in many of my videos, and there's not an issue. It's just like 5 minutes at the end or a few minutes at the start, but it's not about him. But just bear with me for a second. Harry, please, here, take my phone. Take my phone.
What's the name of it?
What?
What's the name of it?
It's you can watch it. You can watch it. It's tied up. I'll try and get the stream for him to watch. Look, you just take my phone. Here.
No, tell me, what is
You'll panic
It's
there.
Thailand bound. Ask Mammy to find it. She'll find it. She's good at that. Sorry.
No, you're all right.
Go. Just go downstairs. Go. You got it. Good boy. You got it.
I mean, I love kids. I've got 2 of my own. But the thing is, when we talk candidly like this, I'm just afraid I'll come out with something, you know. And
okay.
So, well, yes. Carry on. What you were saying there about the you haven't been ripped off by any subscriber or anything like that.
All I'll say is a guy called John, Jon, talks of Thailand. He's from the north of England.
Right.
He is a gentleman. I met him, or he met me, or whatever, in Wigwam Terrace. By the way, Wigwam Terrace is the place to go if you want a night out. Believe me, it's an experience. Anyway, he bought me a bottle of Bombay Sapphire, and we sat there. We had one of the most enriching conversations, and he didn't want anything in return. So my answer to you is everybody who I've met has been spot on.
I've had a couple of incidents. I haven't been ripped off, but the most famous story that everybody knows that I've been heard on my channel was a guy. I was in Patio. I was out on my scooter and I was enjoying myself, just riding around. This was before I met my girlfriend. It was when I first separated with my wife. I spent 2 months in Patio, just getting drunk every night. And he kept messaging me saying, look, I want to buy you lunch. Come and I'll buy you lunch. Meet me, please. I've been looking at your channel for for years. I'm here in Soybecar. And in the end, I thought, okay. I really didn't want to because I was actually enjoying myself in the scooter, I went to meet him and I was very reasonable. I had a burger or something like that. The bill was about 170 baht. It's not expensive in Pattaya. And at the end of it, I was waiting for him because he'd invited me, get the bill. And he didn't ask for the bill. And then I got fed up of waiting. So I said to the waitress, can I have the bill? And
it's okay. Go. Sorry, Peter. It's all
right.
It's okay. Go. He just broke my shot glass. Fuck.
Oh my God.
Go on anyway. Go on.
Okay.
Okay.
I rather can we? Yeah, I don't really want to tell stories, to be honest with you, Dave.
Yeah, he can't hear you. He can't hear you.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So he was. In the end, I got fed up of waiting, and then I just said, I asked the waitress for the bill, and the guy opened his wallet. He took out 100 baht and slid it across the table, and he said, "Oh, there's 100 baht towards your lunch." And I'm like,
Daddy,
I looked a bit.
I remember that.
Daddy, can you take it off?
And
Daddy, can you take it off? I want to hear it.
Go on. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. All right, go on.
No, I heard.
Take it off. I want to hear it.
No, you can't hear it.
Why?
You can't hear it. Look, just if you don't go, I'm going to tell Mommy. Just go now.
I don't care.
Go now. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. And then the other time, you got your hands full there. Yeah. So the other time, I went for a curry with a guy. He said, like, "Oh, I'm coming to Bangkok." And at that time, I used to go to a restaurant called I can't even remember what it's called now. It was in Soy Arab 3/1. And there we go. He's back again.
Don't worry about it. He can't hear a thing. He can't hear a thing.
Okay. All right. I'm just scared. I'll say so. Oh, yeah. Well, you said he can't say anything. All right. So where was I? Thrown off my.
You were on Soy 3.
Yeah,
the Arabs. Yeah.
And he said, he'd written to me because he said, I really want to try that place. It looks good. And so at the end, when the bill came, and it was next to me. And I was expecting him to say, well, let me get that, or we'll split it or something like that. And he just sat there. And in the end, I had to say to the guy, come on, get your wallet out. I'm not paying for your lunch.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you said that. Did you make a video about that, or that was included on the video? Because I remember you said that somewhere.
It was quite a long time ago. I think it was on a live stream. Let me just say thank you to Barry Lim there. Great stream. Good to hear you're interviewing each other. Very interesting. Thank you both.
One out of the fridge. Go.
Can you take it off?
Yes. But I remember, I tell you the video that I remember from you. One of the ones that sticks out when you had the fish and chips in Soy 33 or 31.
33/1. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I met my wife. That's where I met my wife. Yeah.
Was she working down there somewhere? Or?
She was working in K-Bank on Soy 33. And that's when I opened my bank account. That's how I met her. Right. But when you were there, it brought me back. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. Yeah. I met my girlfriend on Tinder, but the thing is, it sounds like, if guys watch this and they're coming in and think, oh, I'll just go on Tinder and find a girl then. It isn't that easy. I mean, I come across quite a lot of fruitcakes. That's an English saying. You know what it means, right?
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
a few strange people.
Yeah.
And actually, the biggest problem I had on Tinder was I had this rule that if I was interested in somebody, I wanted to do live FaceTime with them. And so many of them, the photograph they had up on Tinder was like 10, 15 years older.
Yes.
And they were kind of like 20 stone heavier or 20 years older, you know, and there's, there's people on.
Sorry.
You're right.
Go on. No, go on. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's people on there who
You take it off.
go on.
It's okay. It's okay.
Take it off.
Sorry, Peter, for 1 second.
All right. I'll let you sort him out first, and then I'll read a few of the. Let me read a few comments.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come back to me when you. Okay. So Toby Price.
That's him talking. Okay.
Okay. So Toby Price says the funny one from Dave was the group video when he's with the Thais on a trip.
You go. Where's my phone?
What else?
You take my phone. I go downstairs because I have to do this.
Just take it off.
Just go.
Please take
Rain
it
in Blood
off.
says give him an iPad with a cartoon or
if you
something.
don't go, I'll bring the 7 later on. God.
Okay.
No. Sorry. Go, Harry. Go.
So Rain in Blood says, nice one. John talks of Thailand as a direct competitor to Peter, though the authenticity is questionable.
Well, I'll Harry, please. I'll say this about John. People were saying about him that it was AI. His videos were AI, but they're actually not because he's so good at doing it. But but basically, yeah, he does the same thing. He tells stories, but he does it in a different way.
Right.
He includes footage walking around the streets wherever he is with a GoPro, and he talks over the footage.
That's kind of what I did with the Patia video.
But you see, your videos in the beginning were unique and they were fresh. They were fresh because I don't think many people were doing it.
Yeah,
we're going back, say, before COVID, for example.
Let me just send you a message.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
I think I've spelt it wrong, but you know what I mean.
Okay, 1 sec. So I'll just go on to line there. I'm finding it hard to concentrate. So, yeah, okay, listen, give me 1 second. Harry, if you don't go, I'm going to get in trouble. People say you have to just go to Manny. Just go to Manny. Okay. But sorry, I beg your pardon. Go ahead.
Dave. I'm one of those guys who can't multitask. When I work on a PC, I have to have no one in the room. You know, when there's a distraction, I just lose. I can't, function. It's just a bad trait of mine.
Okay, but all I say is, this is what I was saying at the start. I'm with Harry 24/7, and this is my life. This is Harry. Will you just please go to Mammy?
No.
Please go. If you don't go to Mammy, I'll go to 7-Eleven with you and we buy a toy if you give me 5 minutes. What? Okay.
We can wind this up and do it another time, Dave. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that, Peter. This is something I can't control.
Right.
He's in his element now, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity.
No, that's fine. It's a shame. I would have liked to have carried on because I got a lot more to ask you. But maybe we'll pencil in another one.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'd be glad to have you as a guest on mine at any stage in the future. But what I'll do is I'll be going live tonight on my own. He'll be in bed.
No, I'll be with him.
See, basically, the optimum time for me is when he's in bed, like 9 o'clock at night. It's a different thing.
Yeah,
but look,
I'll still be there.
thanks again, Peter. Thanks everybody. And appreciate it. Okay, and I'm sorry for the interruption, but that's
fine.
The way it goes.
Fine. Don't worry about it. Thanks, Dave. Okay, well, I'll stick around for a little while longer. That was unfortunate. I was enjoying talking to Dave there. It's just, kids are kids. They can't help what they do, can they? It's always been a problem for me to be able to multitask. I can't, even if my dog, I've had to put the dog in his cage just for an hour or so, because if the dog was here doing stuff, I just can't concentrate. All right, let's see what people are saying. Okay, David0100 says, thank you so much for the live stream. Do another one in a month's time. Maybe what I'll do is I'll ask Dave if he can, when his wife's not working or when she's home, because I think I don't think his wife was there, was she? I'm not sure. Okay, Rain in Blood. Yes, Sunday night after 9 p.m. sounds good. Well, I do a live stream on a Sunday anyway. So the whole point of doing the Saturday stream at this time is so that other people have a chance to come in and talk about whatever they want to talk about. Okay, Carmi Farm says, can't work with children or animals. I just, he looks like a lovely kid, but I just find it really hard to concentrate because when I dig deep and I want to tell a story or ask a question, I really put a lot of thought into it. And when there's something going on in the background, it just kind of irritates me a little bit. And I just lose my thought process. I think you could see that towards the end there. Just trying to, I want to get a few respectful comments here. Right, Fitzy, how you doing? Hey, Peter, I was half watching this and also dealing with a liquor store that sent me half my delivery and left some of the wine behind, laugh out loud. So it's an interesting comment that you've put up there, because I had this conversation with somebody yesterday, because I either go outside to eat to restaurants or I make food at home. And somebody said to me, why don't you use Grab? Grab's a food delivery service. And I said exactly that. I said, because, when I used one of the companies, I don't know if it was Grab in Bangkok, a lot of the time your food would turn up and something would be missing. And, you can phone up the shop and say, an example, say you ordered, I don't know, a pizza and some chips, right? And then the chips didn't turn up and you called up and said, look, if you look at the order, I ordered pizza and chip. And they're like, oh, we're so sorry. We'll send the chips now. And then the chips come French fries for the Americans, right? They will come 45 to an hour late. So you've eaten your pizza, you feel like you've had a meal, and then your fries turn up, So I don't order food from outside. I either make it at home or I go out and enjoy a meal. Okay, Peter, please do another live stream again with Dave. I'm sure Dave is a bit pissed off as well, to be honest with you, because if you're watching this, Dave, and you manage to get Harry, your wife, to watch him or whatever, do come back in. I don't know if you're still there. I can see. Okay. Dave, are you there? Oh, I can't. Hang on. I can't hear him.
Now, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I was just going to say, if because I'm carrying on with the stream for a while, I was going to say, if you can get his mum to look after him, come back in. But obviously, you've jumped in there.
I'll do that. I'll organize that. Like, he told me she was back. She's not back yet. But look, don't worry. I'm going to sort him out now. Yeah. But look, I'll send you a message online when I'm sorted, and you can get me back in. Okay. Okay. Good stuff.
Okay. He's got his work cut out for him, hasn't he? I couldn't do it myself. If I had a child with me now, I wouldn't be able to think. Some, like my friend Simon, he can multitask. He can. Oh, actually, I know when he's multitasking, because sometimes I'll talk to him on the phone and he's on his PC, and I'll finish talking and there's a 3-minute silence, and then he'll go, "Oh yeah," and he'll start talking about the subject I was talking about before. So I know he wasn't really listening, but he does multitask up to a point. Okay. I kind of lost my mojo a little bit now. Let's have a little sip of water. Okay, that's something good to talk about there. Okay, Australian, I can't pronounce the last bit, sorry. Thailand, 60 days fuel reserves, less if a run-on fuel stations stock up. Yeah, so that kind of annoys me a little bit, because Thailand at the moment has got plenty of fuel. Okay, the transport minister, whatever they're called, has gone on TV and said Thailand has enough fuel to keep going, business and private, for the next 6 weeks. We've also got fuel tankers that have already sailed through. Is it the Hamas Pass? Not Hamas. That's a wrong group, isn't it? I'll probably get the video getting taken down now. The straits, where the 20-mile strait that was being blocked. But what's happening is people are panic buying, and there's a PTT station up on the highway very close to me where I always fill up on. And last night they were out of gas, and I spoke to the little guy in there, the guy who, because I go in there regular, and he said to me, he said people are just panic buying. He said there's no need for it, but that's what they do. As soon as there's a something happens, people panic buy. Okay. Okay, nice boy, Peter. You are doing good. Keep going. Well, I'm going to keep going for a while because I'm hoping Dave can come back in. I think he's trying to organise something there. Johnny, how you doing? Hello, Peter from Pasadena, California. Fitzy. Okay, I won't read that out. You can read that yourselves. Okay, Merck, is it? I was in Sunset Scooters yesterday. Sean has a good setup. Yeah, he's. I did. So that was another video that didn't do great. I did a video, Sunset Scooters. It's on Highway 32. Sean's an Australian guy. He used to be a car dealer in when he was in Australia, and basically he set up a big. It's almost like a warehouse now, where he buys and sells secondhand motorcycles, and he's got some really nice bikes in there. If you're in Hua Hin and you can get to Sunset Scooters, I'd suggest going to have a look. It's nice just seeing the bikes in there. He's got some really good big bikes as well, you know. Okay, Toby says, you see everybody loading up on fuel. It's because the fuel prices are going up. Well, I was watching the news last night, and yeah, some of the private operators are taking advantage of the situation like they do in the UK, you know. Is that Dave there?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I managed to get him off there. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. It's I was just explaining he's back.
I'm just explaining something. You know, there's an underlying kind of content to my, like the subtext to my channel. I don't get on very well with my wife. She's a very nice girl. She's a wonderful person, but we kind of clash. So I'll tell you what happened today, and Harry will be able to substantiate this.
Okay, so I know everything.
A flower pot.
He accidentally broke a flower pot, and now she's trying to kill him.
She asked me to move the clothes horse. You know, we're drying the clothes outside. Yeah. Well, I moved it like she asked
and
me
you broke
to.
The pot. And
when I moved it, the back end swung, and it knocked this beautiful flower pot that she'd bought. It was a earthenware, whatever they call it, ceramic.
Right.
And it knocked it off and it broke.
And
she went crazy. So she has taken leave. She is gone. I don't know where she is.
She's definitely
gone off the hook.
She's gone to Bangkok like
yeah, but I've just called her. She said 10 minutes. She'll be back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
But you see, that's the Thai 10 minutes. You know what that means.
Yeah,
can I ask you, do you find that as well?
10 minutes is 20 minutes.
You know, again, this is not necessarily a personal question, but just in general. When a Thai person says
10 minutes,
I'll see you at 8 o'clock.
They mean
you 10. Know that doesn't mean 8 o'clock. That could be anything.
Right. Yeah.
Like 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours.
Yeah. Harry, if you I tell you, Harry, come on.
When she comes back, I'll keep the stream going as long as I can.
Keep the stream going, and I'll message you. Okay.
Okay. We'll just sorry about this. No problem. I can see he's gone. Let's see if he comes back.
Okay.
In answer to your question, yeah, I mean it's always been like that in Thailand. It's called Thai time, isn't it? You know that they're not so fixated. Is that the right word? On being punctual. So if somebody says, yeah, I'll see you there at 6 o'clock. I had a Scottish friend who I used to have long arguments with him because he was worse than the Thais for keeping time. You know, he was quite selfish actually. And what had happened, we'd arranged to meet for dinner at 6 o'clock and he'd turn up at 6:45. And it got to the point, he was a really good friend, you know, and it annoyed the hell out of me. I talked to him about it many, many times. And in the end, I bought him a watch. And that didn't work out either. And we had a final argument about it. And he says, well, I'm not going to be a slave to time. You know, I do my own thing. And I said, well, it's not about being a slave to time. It's about being selfish and, you know, other people's, you know, you're expecting me to sit around 40 minutes and just look at a menu when we've already agreed 6 o'clock. You know, you can do 5 or 10 minutes, even 15, but not 45. But no, I mean, I accept it with the ties. You know, it's just one of those things, isn't it?
Well, you see, the way I see it is part of the saving face thing. They'll tell you what they think you want to hear. So we actually, they do it to each other. We were going to a wedding in Lopburi. And you know, Lopburi is a very rural area. You know,
that's where my girlfriend comes from.
Oh, that's she's from. Oh, okay.
Well, she's 20 miles north of Lopburi.
Yeah, well, this is the kind of district. It was somewhere outside the town or the city. But I remember I was driving and we were trying to find this house, this wedding, you know, and there was a guy standing on the side of the road, country bumpkin kind of fella. And of course, she winds down the window. She says in Thai, blah, blah, do you know where this is? And he gives her the answer, and we end up exactly where we were when we spoke to him. We went in the circle. So they'll
Because
tell you. Go on.
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's like if you say, could you tell, even in Thai.
Already were there.
Go on. Sorry, Peter.
Yeah. So if you
already was there.
Hey, will you stop talking for a minute, Hardy? Stop
Bye.
talking. Stop talking. Sorry.
He's enjoying himself. He's not going to stop. Yeah, no, I mean, if you generally, if you say to a Thai, can you tell me where that such and such shopping center is? They won't say, I don't know. They'll just point you in a direction because it's just a cultural thing, different cultures. I actually watched a really interesting video from a Thai guy this morning. I can't remember his channel, but he was actually grew up in America, but he's actually Thai and he's here at the moment. And he does some videos about cultural clashes. And he actually explains how we think as opposed to how a Thai thinks, and it's quite interesting. And I've learned a lot from my girlfriend as well. Thais, they kind of, when you get into an argument, they shut down, unless, I mean, it's something serious, like you're going to have a punch up with a tuk-tuk driver or something like that. But if my girlfriend can wind me up to the point where I get really angry and then I'll start, having a go at her because I'm wound up, and she'll just turn around and say, I know speak, and it's like, she just wants to, she thinks by not speaking, it just diffuses the whole situation. But what she doesn't realize, and I've tried to tell her this, and she just doesn't get it. When she'll be talking about something, we have a little argument, and it just gets worse and worse. And I get to the point where I get fully wound up, and now I'm ready to have it out with her. And then she shuts down, and she doesn't realize that makes me even more angrier. Does yours do that or not?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's a kind of a mismatch, but my experience of Thais is that they keep their emotions bottled up. It's all about cha-cha, blah, blah, blah. But when something happens, it's like letting the lid off a Coca-Cola bottle, it'll explode. I was, again, when I said that I got no animosity, in Big Bang, there was one night I was walking around with my camera and the light was on the top of the camera. I was trying to squeeze past, it was a kind of the footpaths are narrow if they're there at all. So I was trying to squeeze past it. And a motorcycle taxi
Your sound's going a bit, Dave, because you're sitting forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you now. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. There was a motorcycle taxi driver talking to his friends, using his arms to describe whatever he was talking about. Didn't he knock the light off my camera? So I turned to him and they started laughing. I turned to him and said, hey, hang on a second. That was 2,000 baht. And I said it in my broken Thai. I said, sampan baht. It went from laughing to aggression. He started putting the fists up. And then I realized you don't pick a fight with a Thai because they come out of the woodwork. You'd be 20 of them on top of you. So I walked on and he followed me. And there was a restaurant in an alleyway about 10 meters up the road. He went to the kitchen. There's a door at the back of the restaurant.
He grabbed the knife.
Looking for something like a knife or whatever it was.
I knew it.
But he knocked on the door and he was speaking to the girls in Thai and he was going like this. They wouldn't give it to him. And he walked back and like an idiot, I stood my ground and I said to him, you owe me 2,000 baht. You broke my life. I said it in English. And then he said, Farang. And then I just walked away. But this is what I'm saying.
You should have kicked
The
him.
Thais are great for keeping it in and sabai. You cross them. You drive here, Peter. You know what it's like. Have you ever had an altercation with a Thai driving?
Violent.
I've had an experience, but it wasn't my fault. I had an experience years ago. I had a friend. Funny enough, it was a guy I was just talking about who was. He was actually.
I am always violent.
He was actually my best friend at the time.
I'm still violent.
Harry, if you don't stop talking, I'm going to get angry. Here, open that drawer and take what you want. No. Sorry, Peter.
Okay, so it was years ago. The guy I was talking about who used to not keep time. I had a car at the time, and we drove. This was before the BTS, the MRT. There was nothing. The only form of transport was taxis and motorbike taxis and tuk-tuk. So I had a car, and we used to drive down to have weekends in Pattaya. Not every weekend, but some weekends. And he used to live. There's an apartment building at the end of Soi 23. Soi Cowboy, not the Asok end, the other end. As you walk out of Soi Cowboy, if you look straight up, there's an apartment block there, very old block. He used to live there. that's another funny stories there about the girls always knocking his door. But anyway, right there next door, it's all modernized now, but back in the day, they were building things there, and it was a big building yard, okay, with tin sheeting up, and we come back from Pattaya, and you know, when you open a car door, I can't concentrate, Dave. Sorry, mate. Honestly,
sorry, it's okay. It's okay. Go ahead. Yeah,
it's a noise, you know. So we came back from Pattaya, and you know, when you open a car door, you always you got to check for motorbikes, haven't you?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So my friend, I won't say his name, but there was this big construction site. There was a motorcycle taxi coming on the left side of the car. I stopped to drop him off so he could get his bag and go home. And he just opened the door, and a motorcycle went into the door. Luckily, it didn't damage the car at all, but it damaged the front of this guy's scooter, like the fiberglass or plastic or whatever it was. It wouldn't have cost a lot to fix. But the guy asked for 3,000 baht compensation to my friend, and he was. I couldn't hear what they were talking about, but I was sitting there thinking, "What's going on here?" But more and more guys were coming from this construction site, and they started surrounding the car that I was in, right? And my friend was still talking to this motorcycle guy, and in the end, my friend stuck his head in the car, and he says, "Oh, he wants 3,000 baht. Do you think that's a bit much?" And I said, "Give him the 3,000 baht and get out of here. Look at how many guys are here, you know." Because you're right, you can't have a fight one-on-one. They just come out the woodwork, like you say.
Absolutely. I had a shunt driving up here about 3 months ago, and literally a shunt. There was no damage to the other car, but I was driving her car.
Right.
She got out of the car to consult the driver of the other car, and I was just the farang. I didn't merit a mention. They held up the traffic. It was a 3-lane piece of road. They held up the traffic. You know what they do? You know that. They stop in the middle of the fucking, even if it's only a scratch, they don't move aside because the insurance company come to take the photographs. But I can tell you, my experience is if you have an altercation in traffic with a Thai, just accept that you're wrong.
Right.
There's no point in arguing. There's absolutely no point.
So there's a comment on screen there for you, Dave.
Dave, don't finish the story about breaking his wife's flower pot. Oh, that was just, well, I'll just say, that was a few within the last 2 hours.
Right.
She had the duvets drying on this big clothes horse thing.
Oh.
And basically, I brought it out into the direct sunlight. She asked me to move it back. And when I pulled it, the tail end swung and it hit the flower pot and bang.
Right.
She chased me around the house. Harry can tell you. What did she do?
She chased him around the house and she tried to kill him.
She tried to kill me. She chased me around the house, throwing pieces of terracotta flower pots at me.
Really?
Okay. This is Thai. He'll tell you. Go on.
Go on. Let me speak.
Go on. Speak.
She tried to kill him.
She tried to kill him. So she's gone off in a huff.
For no reason, she got angry at me for no reason.
Dave, can
I just ask you a question? I am a little bit concerned about this. Somebody's just put a message up there saying the worst. No, it's not that one. Like Paul says, think, Peter, also conscious that there's a kid on the screen, which is not good for YouTube.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
I mean, he's been on there for a long time. YouTube are not going to kind of take the video down or the channel.
No, I can just say that in my experience on YouTube, he's been in oodles of my videos. But if the video is not about children, it's not the problem.
Right.
You know, it's not. But I understand. So basically, again, what I'll say to you is, she said 10 minutes. She's home now. There she is. There she is.
Right.
We're sorted. We're sorted.
Yeah.
Okay. One sec. Okay. So
yeah,
because she's not watching the stream. Yeah.
I'm not being paranoid, but I know YouTube are very, very strict when it comes to kids. And I've heard people lose their channels, you know. And can you imagine, I've done this in good faith so we can have a good stream, and then suddenly I lose my channel. I don't think that's going to happen.
No. I just say, in my experience, if you look, I made a video 2 weeks ago about looking after Harry. We went to McDonald's. 50% of the video had Harry in the video, and there's no issue.
Right.
Because it's not primarily about children. It's just, by the way, they're in the background. It's not an issue. It's never been. Harry's been in so many of my videos, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. I just felt a little bit uncomfortable because I'm not used to it, and it's like I said, I've got a low concentration, so I can't kind of think what I'm saying, and there's background noise going on, So anyway, it's sorted now. Let's not linger on it.
Okay. Hang on, sorry, Pete, 1 second. I'm going to nip this in the bud. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
1 second.
Right.
Go to your mother. Go to your mother, please.
I'll tell you what, guys, this is hard work. I wasn't expecting this. I mean, it's not Dave's fault, of course, but it's it's really hard, really hard. Let me just sort my air conditioning because I'm very hot. Turning out to be the live stream from hell, isn't it? Okay, Dave will come back when he's sorted it out. Okay, let's go through a few of your comments. Okay, yeah, Rain and Blood, you said, the worst thing is seeing video security get heavy-handed in Soy 6 would put you off the place. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's almost like they're wanting to kick somebody in, isn't it? I've seen, but mind you, some of the guys who go down there, what they're talking about is the security being mob-handed, when there's a bit of trouble and laying into somebody. But some of the guys who get drunk down there, they do act, I wouldn't say they deserve it, but some of them do, get extremely... verbally abuse the staff down there, and you can understand they're Thai and the staff are Thai, and but the police have been talking to them now, saying they can't do that. Basically, they can't sort of lay into somebody. Right? Are we back, Dave?
We're back. Sorry about that, Peter. I apologize.
No. It's frustrating for both of us, isn't it? It's anyway, sorted now, hopefully.
But I'll just highlight this. That when you're married to a Thai woman, this is my experience. Her job is paramount. I have to respect her job. My job is anything but. It's just by the way. Right. So when I said to her earlier on, I have an appointment with you to do, to go through a live stream, she just, pardon my French, she F's off. She just F's off. If I did that to her, but all I'm saying is, I have a good relationship with my wife. I love my wife, but the cultural differences are just immense. They're just. I'd say, as a Farang, you're always wrong. That's my experience.
Sorry to interrupt you, Dave. I keep getting this comment up from different people saying we can't hear Dave. It's what I don't know when you lean. No, you don't have to go right back. It's just when you lean forward into the mic, your level goes down.
Sorry. Okay.
No worries. So what was your question again then?
So basically what I'm saying is that my experience with a Thai wife is that your concerns, your things that are important to me are not important to her, and she doesn't give you that respect. So for example, no,
I wouldn't say she doesn't give me the respect. I'd say more like she doesn't understand it. So I put it down to a cultural difference because I'm learning every day about how. I've been coming to Thailand for a long time, and I know Thais, but I've never had a Thai girlfriend.
Go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. Right, let's see. Get some more.
Harry, if you don't go, I'm going to get angry.
Okay, let's let Dave sort that out. Yeah, a lot of people there saying Dave's got a directional microphone. I'm sure he knows how to talk into the microphone. I think it was when he was leaning forward there. Okay, this is quite getting funny now, Dave. He's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. Okay, what were we talking about there? What was the question? I've completely...
Be better. I've disconnected that microphone. I'm now on the computer microphone. That could be better.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you fine. Right. Okay. So I just think it's a cultural difference with living with my girlfriend. I'm learning every day what not to do because I used to get excited. Like if you have an argument with somebody, it gets very vocal sometimes. And I'm with my girlfriend. That doesn't work. I just think it's a cultural difference. But I'm learning. Somebody up there says, laugh out loud. With all due respect, Harry can be a ragbag. I take it as a compliment.
I can understand. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Was there anything you wanted to ask me, Dave? Because I kind of lost my train of thought for a while.
Okay. But I just say that your change of direction in Thailand, like you went from a kind of, you were living in the metropolis of Bangkok.
Yeah.
You had your relationship, but you did that very well. You were able to keep that separate from YouTube, which is commendable. I mean, that was commendable. I had an impression of you because of the fact you kept it separate, that you were a man about town, like you were single, you could do what you want, you could go and have a meal, you could have a few beers at night. But going down to Hoi Hin, and I know Hoi Hin because I've been there a few times, it's like chalk and cheese. You know, you're not going to have that kind of access to variety that you had in Bangkok.
No, but do you know what? I'm getting a different kind of viewer now. You're absolutely right. So I think when I was in Bangkok, like you said, I didn't speak about my girlfriend. I was living in a nice apartment. I was talking about cowboy Nana and 10 things you shouldn't do in a go-go bar. And people had this impression that I was some kind of older monger who went out every night and took bar girls and that sort of thing. So I attracted that sort of a crowd, you know. But you move on when you get older. What you want changes. And I just decided to open up and tell people the truth because, you know, not that I was lying before. I was just keeping a lot of it back, you know. And the fact that I was moving down here, I wanted to move down here. I was going to move down here anyway. And I've got a girlfriend. And I lost quite a few subscribers because I moved from Bangkok, but I knew that was going to happen. But what's happened is I'm getting a lot of people subscribe who are thinking about retiring out here in Thailand. I was really surprised when I did videos on my house, like this is where we live, you know, showing them the rooms. This is how much the furniture costs and everything. Those videos did really, really well, you know, and I was surprised, like we talked about earlier. So there is a different kind. Yeah, my lifestyle is different down here in Hua Hin with a woman. But like I said, the channel seems to be attracting a different kind of viewer, new viewers I'm talking about, not the kind of loyal viewers who have been with me for a few years. You know, and I don't really think the channel's suffering too much. I think it's a good thing in a way because there's so many guys here now doing the same old, you know. You know, they're walking down Soy Cowboy, they're walking down Soy 4 Nana, you know, Beach Road, Soy 6. And I mean, guys have been doing that for years now, you know. You know, I mean,
just to say, I'll just say this much. My experience here, I had a vertigo attack about 2 weeks ago.
I mean, I watched that on the video, yeah.
Yeah, I put it down to this Bulldog London Dry Gin. I'll just tell you, Bulldog London Dry Gin is a craft gin. You don't even taste it if you put a mixer in, so I wouldn't go near it again. Right. But it's 40% proof. I woke up here the next morning and I had the vertigo attack. And I said to myself, Jesus, I think that's the drink. The drink is doing that to me. Thankfully, it's not. But anyway, this is what I thought. And then I said to myself, I came to the realization, the only reason I enjoy coming up here to Pontutini is because of the alcohol. I can sit back on a Saturday evening, have, you know, a bottle of gin, watch Netflix, whatever, you know, and just relax. But for me, alcohol is a key factor in enjoying my life in Thailand. Without that, it would be lacking.
Do you know, it's strange because I've given this a lot of thought and I haven't mentioned this on my channel before, but I intend to give it up. And I'll tell you for why. Because right now, I'm in the position that you're in right now. You know, I've got a lot of things going on and my kids are coming up. Well, they're not kids anymore. My girls are coming over in November. You know, I'm worrying about videos doing well or not doing well. You know, she's at work all day, so I have to do certain things around the house, which I don't mind doing. But what I really like is the same as you said. You know, we'll go out for meals because it's so cheap here. We'll go out and eat most nights, Thai food mainly. You know, I'll get back, I'll take a shower at 8 o'clock. I'll bang on the air conditioning, which isn't normally on in the daytime, in the lounge. So I'm all nice and showered. I feel fresh. The aircon's on with Netflix or YouTube. And I enjoy drinking and I really enjoy it. And what happens is I stay up late and because I'm enjoying drinking and I don't want to do that. I want to change my lifestyle. My girlfriend gets up at 5 in the morning. Okay. I want to get up with her and I want to go to bed with her, you know, because a lot of the time she'll say, because she's working, she'll say, look, I'm going to bed now. It's 10 o'clock or 10:30. And I'll be like, yeah, I'll be in a minute. And then I get caught up in with the TV. And I just think, okay, the money's one thing. That's not the main thing. But I just think life would be so much better for me without alcohol. You know, I could achieve a lot more. Get up early in the mornings, enjoy the early morning when it's not hot like that. So I do it. I'm just waiting for the right moment. And I know that sounds strange, but I'm the sort of person I've got to get the feeling like, okay, this is a time. You know, I feel good. I'm going to do it.
Well, I can identify exactly what you're saying,
Right.
but at this stage, like I'm 61, I qualify for my pension. As far as I know, if everything stays as it is now, I qualify for my pension when I'm 66.
Right.
And
When is that?
that's what? That's in 4 years from now. Well, say 5 years from now.
So I can
Actually,
tell you,
4.5. Yeah, go on.
okay, well, I've just experienced what you're going to go through because I didn't know how it worked. I'm actually 66 in May, and they've confirmed that I'm going to get my pension. I'm going to get about 200 quid a week, 200 pounds a week, because I haven't paid into the system all my life because I was abroad. And also I topped it up. I could top up to 7 years. I've topped up 6 years. And I'm trying to top up the 7th year, but I'm having problems at the moment that my accountant in the UK is trying to sort out. So I'll get about £800 a month, which I don't intend to touch it. I'm going to leave it where it is. But it's very, very easy. What happens, they'll send a letter to wherever they have you on address, and then you just go online and you apply. And if they want to speak to you, they'll phone you up. They phone me up. Obviously, I keep my UK phone number. I just called them back. They just wanted to know my bank, confirm my bank details. I said, yep, that's okay. So I think it's the 6th of May, they'll start paying every 4 weeks or whatever it is, a pension. So it's just, it's a nice bonus, isn't it? But I don't think it's enough to really live on, is it? Especially if you drink a lot of alcohol as well.
Well, if you're exactly, you won't be drinking a lot of alcohol. But I'd say that the way I see it now is it'll take the pressure. You see, what happens, she's finishing work. The Thais don't get the pension we get.
Right, right.
It's not the same. She gets a lump sum. This is what they have. They can take the payment over a certain period of time, or they can choose the lump sum. And she's choosing the lump sum. That lump sum equates to about, say, 3 or 4 years maintaining the current lifestyle. And she has been asking me, and again, I made a video about it. She's been asking me consistently, when do you get your pension? Because I get €256. I know what I'm going to get. The Irish State Contributory Pension is €256. It equates to about 12,000 baht. 12,000 baht. And that's
a week.
So
that's 24.40. That's not bad.
It's not bad. So, but I will be the main breadwinner living here. She is at the moment on telephone numbers. She's a banker. She is colossal salary. But she goes from colossal to a lump sum. And she's already asked me, what do you think I should do? And she's asking me what I think she should do. But basically, we will be relying on my state pension. But that's 4 years from now.
But if you live very simple, you can get by on 48,000 a month. That's not bad actually, because mine only equates to about 33,000 a month. But I have some other interests in the UK, so I won't be totally relying on it. Somebody just Ronald says you guys definitely drink too much. You're right, Ronald. We know it. Of course we do. What I do quite regularly, I don't know if you do this, Dave, but I go to the hospital about twice a year and I have a blood check where they draw blood. I don't eat the night before and they check all my organs. I had one done about 6 months ago. I go to the public hospital actually, and you get the same report. It's all in English and everything, and my liver's A1, no problems. And I put that down to not drinking in the daytime. I've never touched alcohol in the daytime, even if I felt like a beer in the afternoon. So no, just don't touch it. What else?
Well, you said there. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to read a comment out. Go on.
I just you remind me of a comment from Del Boy in Only Fools and Horses when I think it was Grandad. When Grandad died, he was in the pub, whatever the pub was, and he was saying, "Do you know he wanted to donate all his organs to medical research, but they refused because they weren't his to begin with."
Oh, right. Yeah. I didn't see that one. Okay, right. Let's see if I've missed much here. Let's see what people want to talk about. Rain in Blood says, I don't have kids, but I understand their nature. Thank you, Real Deal. You say, I like your channel regardless of the content. I enjoy listening to you. Thank you very much. Glenn, that's generally believe instances are a choice. If you take it on, it's because you choose to. They pick and choose what they take on. As Farang don't understand this, so it seems like anger. Okay. Yeah. Going back to Thai girls, if you're living with a Thai girl, it is a learning curve, isn't it? I mean, you've probably learned the certain things that wind your wife up that you probably don't do anymore. Not that they're wrong. It's just probably something she doesn't like I've learned.
You can't, you see, you can't reason with them. You can't give your argument. You just have to accept the way they are. So in other words, today, for example, she's okay now. I just have to say, I'm sorry, you're right, I'm wrong. You know, that's the way it is, you know. But it's a,
go on.
Sorry, go on. I'd say it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve with Thai, but people don't realize this. It's not just personality, it's cultural. It's a cultural fucking thing.
Hang on. Oh, I hope that's a one-off. When I start sneezing, it goes sometimes 20 times in a row. Another one with another thing with my Thai girlfriend that winds me up a little bit is she'll say, like the dog, you know, we've got a new dog, and she'll get a cushion off the sofa and she'll put the dog against the cushion and it will start chewing the bottom of the cushion, or, you know, and I'll say, don't let him chew the cushion. You know, I've got him so many toys. Pick up one of his toys, because it's a matching set of cushions with a nice color sofa that cost me about 11,000 baht. And she said, oh, he's not chewing it. And I show her the corner and I say, look, what's this? Because it's wet from where he's been chewing. And she just keeps saying, he's not chewing it. And it's like, it drives me crazy because I've just watched him chew it. You know, it was not like somebody told me he chewed it. I watched him chew it. You know, I mean, I know it sounds like I'm blowing something out of all proportion, but it's just an example of other things. You know, and she does things like things that we'd never dream of doing. Like she'll come in, she's got a little bag, right? And if a bag, she'll put it down everywhere. And then she'll come in the kitchen, and you know the plastic thing where you put your dishes in after you've washed them, the plates and everything.
Yeah, the strainer. Yeah.
She'll put a bag on there, and I'll say, "What are you doing?" I'll say, "You know, you've been putting that down on the floor all day, and now you put it down where the clean dishes are going." And she doesn't seem to have that concept of. She's not dirty, but she doesn't have that concept of kind of separating things like that. You know, like she's like, "No, my bag's not dirty. My bag's not dirty," and that kind of winds me up a bit as well. Okay, Australian, like I said, I can't pronounce your last name. Could you pronounce that, Dave, on screen there? Is it
Australian Ja Achu? That's it.
Okay, good attempt. I won't try it. Require 50 to 80,000 baht per month to operate at a good level in Bangkok, drinking and everything, etc. So that's another good point. You know, it depends where you live in Thailand. The prices down here in Hua Hin are very similar to Pattaya. People ask me, why didn't you move to Pattaya? It's much more exciting. But, you know, I've done it. It's not what I'm into anymore. I want a bit of peace and quiet. And there's enough here in Hua Hin to entertain me, okay? But do you find that, Dave, sometimes when you're moving around, do you find that you spend more money in Bangkok as opposed to where you are now, or, you know, the outskirts of Bangkok rather than the
100%.
center?
100%. Bangkok's a very easy place to spend money. Very easy to spend money. Here you've got to, because of the remoteness, you know, you can only go to 7-Eleven if you plan it. It's like, okay, it's only a kilometer, but I have to drive there. So it's not you know, you don't have the same opportunities here as you have in Bangkok.
No, for sure. But it is a lot cheaper. So I would say to anybody considering retiring out here on any kind of a budget, think about your location. You don't want to be somewhere that's so dead you're going to get bored out of your skull and you're going to regret coming here. But then on the other hand, living in central Bangkok in a tourist area, you're going to pay high prices. I'll give you an example, right? You go into a bar in Sukhumvit, you'll get a small bottle of Heineken. You won't pay less than 140 baht for it. I'm not talking about a go-go bar or a girly bar. I'm just talking even a Western start. You know, one of these, an Irish pub or an English pub, something, you're going to pay maybe 140, 160, whereas down here, the restaurants you go into, I'm talking about the Thai restaurant, large bottle of Chang Leo, whatever, 65 baht. So, you know, if you're on a budget, it does make a difference here. Fitzy, I actually met this guy, Fitzy, he's an Australian. I met him in Pattaya when I first came here. Nice guy. But he says, Dave, at this point in your life, would you still recommend Westerners to spend their retirement years in Thailand? By the way, I've really enjoyed your channel, mate.
Thanks very much. I would say if I had the chance again, knowing what I know about New Caledonia, for example, or other places like that, I would still choose Thailand. Absolutely. There's fellas saying Cambodia, by the way. Cambodia are offering a visa with no reports, no nothing, no bullshit for $50,000. You know, and that's
$50,000.
$50,000. But if you think about it, if you break it down over a period of time, but I don't know the ins and outs, but that visa doesn't require 90-day reporting. It doesn't require renewal every year or whatever, but I don't know. I could be wrong, but there's an Irish YouTuber who has made this video about Cambodia, which is apparently more palatable than the situation we have here.
So I can tell you a little bit about that because me and my girlfriend went to Siem Reap last year for a little trip because that's where Angkor Wat is, and they have a lot of tourists go there. So there's quite a few. There's a pub street there where they do Western food, and a beer is like 50 cents for a glass of Angkor beer, and it's a good beer as well. And I know that you can get a yearly visa in Cambodia. It's about 200 pounds a year, $220 a year, and there's no 90. Yeah. There's no 90-day report because Cambodia is my fallback. People say, what would happen if you got chucked out of Thailand or they changed the rules and you couldn't stay here any longer? I don't want to go to Vietnam. Some people rave about it, but I've never been there. But I've kind of, maybe I should go there first. But I've been to Siem Reap, and there's enough Western. You can get what I'm trying to say is you can get everything you want there. But you can also live very, very cheaply. I don't particularly want to go to Cambodia, but it would be my fallback place. If I definitely wouldn't go back to the UK, that's for sure. Barry Lim says, to both of you, as you change direction on YouTube, remember that your audience are aging with you. I mean, that's a good point as well. How long has your YouTube channel been going? I mean, how long have you been doing YouTube, Dave?
Oh, Jesus. I started my first YouTube channel in Thailand. It was a reaction channel to Australian rules football. Nobody will remember. It was called The Spanish Onion. And that was easily 10 years ago. Easily 10 years ago. So 10 years is the answer.
Okay. Just say thank you to Fitzy there for 20 Australian dollars. A tip to my two favorite Thailand YouTubers. Thank you both for what you give. Okay.
Sure,
and as I said earlier, anything we get in, I'm going to take 30% out of it. That's what YouTube take, and then I'll send the Dave half of whatever we get. That was a bit unfair of me when I did streams with Ed Sweeney. He's not with us anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I did a couple of streams with him, and that was during COVID, and I made a lot of money on super chats. It's not so much now, but during those times, people got drunk and sent in money. But okay, let me see if I've missed some of these comments. Okay, James says it's the same for Filipinos. The problem is when somebody does send you a super chat and you put it up, you have to go right to the bottom of the comments to put it up. And then you've got to try and find out where you left. I'm
going to crack open the beef eater. You do that. I'm going to get another beef eaters out of the fridge.
Okay.
Okay.
I couldn't drink in the daytime, especially gin. Wow, or any sort of alcohol, really. I'm not just saying that. Look, I had coffee. What's the time now? 4 o'clock. She should be finishing soon. Yeah, no, if you've just come into the stream, I didn't have a problem with it, Dave's kid, but it's a problem with me, actually, because I just find it very hard to multitask and concentrate on several things. But I completely understand.
I just want to say, just in answer about the drinking during the day, you notice that the emblem of Ireland is the harp,
right?
Okay? And if you look at the Guinness slogan, or the actual Guinness emblem is the harp as well. But if you're if you look closely, you'll see they're inverted. When Ireland gained independence from the UK in 1921, the Irish government adopted the harp as the national symbol. They brought Guinness to court. And Guinness said, we've been using this for 300 years. You have to change it. So what did they do? They flipped it. So if you see the Irish passport, the harp is this way, the Guinness harp is the other way. It's an Irish problem.
I remember you explaining that on a video or a live stream. I actually watched you. Somebody said it's interesting that your lady friend lost it over the broken flower pot. Mine's not that bad, but she does sometimes. Sometimes I have to stop. She'll get angry about something similar, and she doesn't storm off. But I'll have to stop and say, "Look at me." I'll say, "It was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose."
Yeah. But see, again, this is cultural. You can say it was an accident, but for them, it doesn't compute. For her, it was an insult to her or something. I don't know what it was.
Sure. Wayne says, hello, Peter. Are you able to adjust your volume? I can barely hear you, and I've good hearing, plus my volume is full on and still not faint. Ronald said Peter's volume is fine. So I don't have my microphone in shot. I use a Rode microphone. I'll bring it down. Look. It's a very good microphone. It's a very good 12,000 baht. But I have it on a boom, right? There it is there. But I don't like to have the microphone in the shot. It's just my personal choice. So I have it just above the camera there. But generally speaking, I've never had a problem with people not being able to hear me. And you should be able to hear me at full volume. As Ronald said there, you can see his comment there. Yeah, and Dave said, Wayne, is something wrong on your end? Cold Time says, it would be insane to trust the Cambodian government with $50,000.
Yeah, well, I probably got that wrong. I think that's probably... what is it, the residency visa or something like that. You get the whole shooting match for that, apparently.
Yeah, well, the other thing is, it's like these Asian countries, not just Thailand, they're always changing the rules, and there's nothing to say if you paid your $50,000 and you think, well, that's it, I'm sorted until the day I die, and in 5 years' time they say, well, we're going to remove that visa now, we're not going to use it anymore. You've lost your money, haven't you?
Well, at least in Thailand, they have this thing called the grandfather rule or whatever, that if they do change the criteria, if you're already here, you're still okay on what you're doing at the moment, like the 400,000 or the 800,000. Just
a quick thank you to Innovations there, sent $5, said, towards a new shot glass. Thank you both.
Oh, thank you. I bought, I went down to Macro and I couldn't buy a single one. They have a box of 12. So I have 11 in a box. So
I know that's plenty more there. That's the way here. That's the way here. When I want to buy a toothbrush, you can't buy less than 6 in a pack. But that toothbrush isn't as bad because you get through them. But they do tend to sell things in lots rather than singly.
Well, I'd say I'm Irish, and you will get through 12 shot glasses very quickly.
Right. Who's this as well now? Richie, thank you very much. I'm not really rich, but I'll top. Mate, I appreciate you work hard for your money. Okay. We're doing a live stream. We'll have a few drinks on the guys who have sent in some super chats. I know I say this every week, but sincerely, I do appreciate it because I know you work hard for your money, and to send anything, even if it's $1, it just shows you appreciate the channel. It supports the channel, both me and Dave, and it's a big thank you to all of you, honestly. And I am sincere when I say that. I'm sure Dave feels the same.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, so Rain in Blood says, I didn't know that about Guinness. There you go, you live and learn. Another one there. Is there anything particular you wanted to talk about, Dave? I mean, I haven't actually asked you yet. I've been asking you questions.
I just say this about the food aspect. I've incorporated, food stuff on the videos that I do. And a lot of guys are saying that I'm hypocritical, that I say Thai food is not to write home about, and I'm saying that this is nice, blah, blah, blah. But I still maintain the fact that Thai food is okay. But if you've ever experienced, Indian cuisine, that that's very sophisticated. It's extremely tasty. I maintain Thai food is okay. It's by no means sophisticated. Like an Australian guy I met summed it up. He said, the definition of Thai food is dead fish on rice. That's the way he said it. So I'm not being overcritical. I'm just saying that that's my interpretation of Thai food. I think it's okay, but I'd love to know if anyone, I know that other fellas have agreed with me on my channel that where it's okay, it's not what people are screaming about. If you compare Pad Thai with, let's say chicken, whatever the hell the Indian dishes are, whatever. If you've ever, I've been to Rome. You go to Rome, walk up a side street, and they have the pizza and the pasta. The smells are absolutely mouth-watering. Right. I just say that Thai food is not really at the races when it comes to that.
So I'll talk a little bit about Thai food as well, but just very, very quickly, I want to say thank you to Andrew. That's very generous. As I say, I appreciate everything you send in, but that's 50 Australian dollars. I do appreciate that. I'm not rich either. Keep it 18 plus next time. Love hearing you both. Thank you very much. And David, again, wonderful channel and wonderful stream. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So just on the food again, Dave, with regards to Thai food, as you know, I eat a lot of Western food here, but I do eat a lot of Thai food. But I do like Thai food, but I'm very selective what I eat. I can't eat like, you know, the ground pork and rice, that sort of thing that you get in the food court. I can't really eat. When you go into a food court and you've got all those little stands that sell all the it's all pre-made, most of it in Banbury's and
cold, and it's usually cold.
Yeah. So they'll have a bowl of white rice, and then there'll be some sort of meat dish with it, like normally ground pork or, so I can't eat that sort of stuff. I'll be honest with you. It just doesn't do anything for me. But I'm a big fan of stuff like, there's a dish called radnagai, which is, or moo. It's basically thick noodles in a thick gravy. It's got vegetables and chicken or whatever meat you want. I like that. I like fried rice with, either prawns or chicken or just vegetables. There are a lot of my favorite dish is a dish called hoi lai, which is baby clams stir fried. I like it spicy, but I like Indian food like you like it, Dave, as well. But the biggest comment I get, not on here, on Facebook, sometimes I put the food I'm eating on Facebook because I put totally different content on Facebook to what I put on YouTube. And the biggest comment that I always get whenever I have Western food, I always get some guy who'll say, "You're in Thailand. Why aren't you eating Thai food?" Or one guy the other day said, "You're in Thailand, wanker. Eat Thai food." And it's like, yourself. You eat Western food. I eat Western food. I eat Thai food. I'm sure you eat some Thai food. And you can't come here and live for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of your life on nothing but Thai food. Just like Absolutely. A Thai person can't go to England or Ireland and never eat rice again. So I don't know. Absolutely. I mean, it's just I'm entitled to opinion, I guess, as much as anybody else. Do you get that very often?
I get days where let's say I'm nothing to do and I'm hungry, and I'll say I couldn't stomach a McDonald's or a burger. I really want what is it? What? They have this stewed pork with rice. My Thai lets me down at the moment. It's cow moo. It's stewed pork with rice.
I know it.
It's absolutely fantastic. But there's some days that I crave that. But there's other days that I crave a double quarter pounder parmesan with cheese. That's the business. That is the business.
I'm still laughing about that video you made about me, when I was having fish and chips.
Yeah,
you have made one. What were you eating? McDonald's or something? Just really quickly, thank you to Uncle Willie B. Send it $10 basically. Cheers, thanks for that. So what would you say your percentage of Thai food versus Western food? Because I guess for myself, it's 50-50. What about you?
I'd say it's probably a lot more. I probably eat Western food maybe 2 days a week. The rest of the time, it's all Thai.
I've got a friend called Thomas who, where he lives in Bangkok, there's a little market, typical Thai market, and he'll go there and he'll have like a rice, like the watery rice. It's like a soup.
Yes,
with pork in it. And he'll have that for his breakfast, and he'll say, "I only paid 45 baht for it." I can't eat Thai food for breakfast. I couldn't wake up and have fried rice or porridge or, I couldn't. I've got to have either
the juk stuff, juk or juk, whatever the JOK, whatever way they pronounce it. She buys that for me, and she can make it spicy. You can add the little, here's what I want to ask. Why is it that Thais put air in the bags? When they I don't know.
Bag.
I don't know. I have no idea why they do that. And it's incredibly difficult to take the elastic band off. How do you take the elastic band off?
I'm laughing at this because this is exactly one of the arguments I have with my girlfriend. Because every time she takes out a slice of bread, or because she eats Western food, believe it or not, or she gets something out of a plastic bag, she wraps the elastic band around it. And we've had running battles. I have to cut the elastic band off.
Yeah, same with the scissors.
And she gets it off just like that. But she's a killer for doing that. She's always putting them elastic bands on. I've actually hidden the elastic band bag now. Okay, David says, I think Thai food is best in moderation. See, what a lot of people don't understand, if you come here on holiday, there's people who they will eat nothing but Thai food, and they're like, they'll have their own social media platform, and they'll say things like, I just don't understand how guys can come to Thailand and they eat Western food, but they don't live here. It's easy to say when you come here for a week, but when you live here year in, year out, it's I'm sure Dave agrees with me.
Absolutely.
Dave says, if you only ate Thai food with all the seed oils, you'd be dead in 3 years. And that's another good point. People say, Thai food's really healthy, but most of it's fried in cheap oil, isn't it?
Absolute fun. MSGs and salt. The amount of Thai men at our age that I see, stroke victims, it's incredible. Yeah. It's absolutely incredible.
Right, and it's I am trying to eat healthy now, but I'll be honest with you, my downfall is bread. I love fresh wholemeal bread, and you can get that now. There's a bakery. Yeah. They're all over Thailand, but they've got one. There's one in Terminal 21. They've got the same bakery in Big C, and they do a wholemeal bread for 80 baht, and they cut it for whatever size you want. There's no chemicals in it. It's really fresh. It'll go off if you leave it for 3 days. So it's fresh bread. And that's my downfall. I just love fresh, crusty bread.
You've met your brother. You've met your brother. 7-Eleven now in Wigwang are doing English bread. It's a small pack. In Ireland we call it a sliced pan. Did you know that? PAN. No. It's the Latin word panis. I lived in Bournemouth in 1988. I never talk about this, but I lived in Bournemouth in 1988. I remember going in to a chippy. You say chippy, we say chipper. I remember going into a chippy in Bournemouth, and I asked the girl. I said, "Can I have 3 spring rolls and a portion of chips?" And she looked at me and she said, "Trees grow in the garden." I said, "What?" I said, 3 spring rolls and a portion of chips. She said, "Trees grow in the garden." That's exactly because I can't. Irish people can't say th. That's why it's 33 and a third, because phonetically in the Gaelic language there's no th sound. So that's why we say 33 and a third, 33 and a third. So I asked for three spring rolls. She thought I meant like I said tree. She thought I meant the tree, and she said trees grow in the garden.
I've never heard that one before. That's a good point as well. Motel 1604, he says there's too much sugar in Thai food. So whenever I do have Thai food, I do say in Thai, I always say the same thing: no garlic, because I don't like garlic. No garlic, no sugar, and ask him to put a little bit of salt on it, because I find that they put so much salt and sugar in every single dish.
It's everything. Peter, have you ever seen a Thai person eat a pizza? She smothers the pizza in tomato sauce, in ketchup. Yeah, you can't even see it. You can't even see it because they think that Western food is bland. They've grown up with spice and sugar. And ketchup is full of sugar.
Now, let me just say thank you very much to Anton. He's a long-term subscriber. He's very generous again today. He's sent us $50 US. Thailand bound and Alpha Omega. Occasionally, 2 Irish guys chewing the rag. Great live stream. I've never really thought of myself as an Irish guy, although I told you the story earlier about my mother.
Your mother is from a Thai. You're definitely Irish. Do you know what they call Kildare people? We all have nicknames for each county.
I hope it's not.
It's not offensive. It's not. It's called the Lily Whites because in GAA, in the Gaelic football, the colours of the County Kildare are white. They're called the Lily Whites. And I'll give you another heads up. The third largest. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I thought you'd finish what you were
saying. I just say the third largest football stadium in Europe is in Dublin's Croke Park, and it's for Gaelic football. It's not for soccer or rugby. And it's the third. And if you want to play Gaelic football, you can only play for the county you were born in. I can only play for Dublin. You can only play for Kildare. If you wanted to be a Gaelic footballer, you cannot play for any other county. Your mother's from Kildare. You're a Lily White. I'm a Jackie.
I got you.
I'm a Jackie. I'm from Dublin.
What I was going to explain really quickly, if you've come in late to the stream, like Fitzy said, laugh out loud, Peter is English. But the story I told at the beginning, I'm not going to tell it again, but very, very briefly, if you're getting confused now. So I was actually adopted, and my birth mother was Irish from a place called Athy in County Kildare. I had an Irish name. I was adopted as a baby, and my parents changed my name at the magistrate's court. So I was born in London, in Haringey, but my mother was Irish. So I don't have an Irish passport. I'm not Irish. I do consider myself English, actually, because I was born here and I got an English passport. But just in case you were confused. Rich Charlie says, I used to visit Carlson Road a lot 20-ish years ago. Had a few pad thais with crab noodles and spring rolls at Carlson Centre. They were cooked to perfection. It was one of the best meals I've ever had. No doubt, no doubt. Ronald said, let's discuss which country has the best food in Southeast Asia. Malaysia, Indonesia, lots of choices in Indonesia. Well, the thing is, to discuss that, we'd have had to have been to all those countries. And I have been to...
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
been to Myanmar, I've been to Cambodia, I've been to Vietnam, but that's it.
Right. Okay, quick. I remember when I lived in Indonesia, one of the most popular dishes that we ate nearly every lunchtime. I was in the hotel industry for a long time, and I was part of the opening. I was part of the opening team of an Ibis hotel in a place called Yogyakarta. That's in East Java, and we used to have a food court, and we always used to go and have because the hotel owners paid our food. We didn't want to take the mickey, so we used to go to this. If for anybody who doesn't know what that saying means, we didn't want to take advantage, so we always used to go to a food court, and we'd have something called nasi goreng. I think that's how you pronounce it, and it's basically rice and chicken mixed up, and it was actually quite nice. The question for you, Dave, really quickly there. It says, Dave, who won Gaelic? God, I'm calling it garlic now. Dave, who won Gaelic football against Australia or Ireland?
Okay, we have a compromise rules game. Australian rules is very similar to Gaelic. We gave them the sport, but they don't agree. But we have a test series every other year, and usually the Australians win. That's right. But yeah, usually.
You know, when I'm not a sports person, I think people know I've never been into football. I've never been into rugby or anything, but I do know when Australia and England have a cricket match, it's so serious. You know, I mean, No, it's the like, it's people are really serious about it. You know. And even worse, when India played Pakistan I worked in India for a year in what used to be Bombay. It's Mumbai now. And when India and Pakistani play cricket, it's like they can have riots over there depending on who wins. Fitzy, you're being very generous today. Thank you very much. Please don't tell the wife. I don't have that. I'm sending this one. Don't want to be outdone by the other donations. I've met Peter in person, and he's nice in real life as he is in YouTube. Thank you very much. Checks in the post. No, it's very generous of you. Thanks very much. And like I said, at the end of the stream, I will be splitting anything that comes in with Dave. It's just what I do. Right. Okay. Well, it's turned out all right in the end, isn't it, Dave? It had a little bit of a lump.
It's getting momentum now. It's gaining momentum. You know.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, I don't know if she comes home. I'll have to. Well, I don't have to. I think what I'll do now at this point, I'll show you my little dog because I bought a.
Yeah. If you have it there.
Yeah, he's in the cage. I'll let him out because I didn't want him to be a distraction. So even for me, my own dog, I put him in the cage, but he won't be coming up behind me. But I'll get him out. He's a Shiba Inu. He's 4 months old. He's a Japanese dog, so we gave him the name Binto, which is Japanese, and he come from a reputable breeder in Bangkok. We've got the certificate with his pedigree number from the Kennel Club of Thailand. So he's all registered, and we know all the background details. I checked the breeder and everything. He's had all his inoculations. He looks a bit older than four months, but he'll grow into a medium-sized dog. So if he's awake, I'll grab him. He's just here and there.
Okay, good stuff. I think I've seen him on one of your videos when you were buying him. But he looked absolutely delightful. I'd love to have a dog. I'm a dog person, not a cat person, but I'd love to have a dog. But we can't have a dog in the condo down below because
meet Binto.
There is. Oh, there he goes. Oh my God, lovely.
He's just woke up, so he's a bit tired. All right, look, somebody sent in. Who's that now? Got some. It must be you, Dave, being on the stream. I don't normally get any super chats, very few, but people have been really generous today. I need to be on top. Keep going, boys. This is great. There's a competition between two guys who gives the highest super chat. I won't argue with that. Yeah, he's a nice looking dog, isn't he?
He's beautiful. Beautiful animal.
Somebody wrote me a message and said, "You've been scammed, mate. They sold you a fox." I'll put him back in his cage. I think he's tired. Give me a sec.
And I see there, Harry. I tell you that sometimes I want to put Harry in the cage. I swear to God. And that sometimes she wants to put me in the cage. That's true. That's true. I swear to God Almighty. But yeah, it's a beautiful dog. Well done.
They wanted 30,000 plus 2,500 delivery from Bangkok. Yeah. And in the end, I got him for 20. I tried to bargain hard, but he's a pedigree dog, so it would have cost me 32,500. And in the end, I paid 25 and 2.5 for delivery. So we're really happy with him. Some people wrote in and said, why don't you get a rescue dog, give them a home? But the problem with that is we're going to have this dog for like 12 to 15 years. I wanted a dog that we can train up and we know him. The problem with a rescue dog, you don't know what they've gone through psychologically, and they could be nervous and, thunder from the rainy season coming along, it might terrify them, I suppose it could him as well. But anyway, back on track. Where are we? Is there anything that annoys you, Dave, in Thailand? Because, I mean, I love living in Thailand, but there are a few things that annoy me about wherever you live here. Is there anything that annoys you?
It's the bane of my life. The bane of my life when I'm driving, turning left, and they undertake you when you're turning left. And then your wife shouts from the back seat, motorcycle, motorcycle, motorcycle. It's my fault. It's my fault. He's undertaking me when I'm turning left. And if I hit him, it's my fault. That really drives me crazy.
I don't understand how roundabouts work here because, in the UK, you come in the UK, you come up to a roundabout and you wait for a gap and then you indicate and you go on to the roundabout and then you indicate off. But here, I've been sitting waiting to go on the roundabout and the car on the roundabout has stopped to let me on.
For you. Yeah. And I'm completely the opposite. Yeah.
So then when I go round, I stop to let somebody on and they just sit there and I'm thinking, I don't get it. Is there anything else that kind of gets you a little bit here?
I tell you what, that gets me as well. Basically, I don't know what's like High Him, but in Pantutini, last night, we pulled into McDonald's. She wanted to get something for Harry on the way up. And it's on the main ranks. It's at Bangkok University as a landmark. This is where we are. And there's a McDonald's there. So I'm pulling out onto the main road. Motorcycles on the wrong side of the road. They just don't bother. The road is so wide, they don't bother going on the other side. They just go. She screams from the back seat, motorcycle, 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 motor. They're on the wrong side of the road. And if I hit them, I have the problem. That pisses me off.
Is there anything else? Because I've got some great ones, some great pet
Okay,
hates.
go ahead.
There must be nothing else pisses you off here?
Oh, there's pardon my French. There are oodles. The fact that our family have never asked me one goddamn question in 13 years. Like the beer bandit. I don't know if you know the beer bandit. Is her brother. He robs my
I've
beer.
heard you talk about it. I've heard you talk about him on your channel. Yeah.
But they have never asked me one goddamn question about my past life. Like, what's the weather like? What's the currency? Where is it? Nothing. I don't know what your experience is, but Thais are so bloody insular. They're not curious.
No, my girlfriend's the opposite actually. Thank you, James. He is a beautiful dog. No, she's inquisitive. She'll say, "What's London like?" And I'll show her pictures of the snow, and she's like, "Oh, I want to go there." And I'm like, "No, you don't want to go there. It's all, it's not. It's a veneer. What you see on TV and everything of England and the countryside and Big Ben, and that's a veneer. That's not the real England. There isn't much that annoys me here. I'll tell you the things that really annoy me here. Number one, my number one pet hate here. Now, whenever I talk about this stuff, people, the trolls will leave comments, say, "Oh, go home then." If you're going to moan about it, go home. But wherever you live, there's 99%. I love it here. Everything about it, the people, the culture, everything. Okay, but there's bound to be a few things that annoy you. My number one pet hate are those bloody vans with the speakers on the front of them that come down the soy really slow, advertising like the elections recently, and you can hear them. They come and they drive slowly. They come down the street. Not every day, but you can hear them go around the village, and I really hate those vans. Okay, that's the first thing. I used to be a smoker. I hate it when I go into a restaurant and I'm having a nice meal and somebody comes on the next table and they light up cigarettes and they kind of think the smoke's going to stay over their table and it drifts over. I hate that now. I'm a reformed smoker, but that's not a Thai thing, is it? That's just a personal thing for me. The other thing is sometimes the sidewalks, the pavements, it's very difficult to navigate.
Non-existent.
Yeah, some places like Sukhumvit where they just set up all the stalls and, you're trying to walk and you have to keep ducking under canopies and, somebody comes along with a pram coming the other way, a pushchair rather. But other than that, I love it.
Yeah, I say Thailand is great. Thailand is great if you don't want a footpath and you're under 4'2", you're grand. because that's what it's all about. Those parasols in the markets are always at eye level. If you got to, like I'm 183. I always say this in my videos. I'm 183 centimeters. I don't know what that is in imperial because I only speak English. I don't know what that is in feet. I think I'm 6'1". 6'1".
That's what I am.
But yeah, we're about the same. So you know the story. Those bloody parasols are at eye level in a market, and you have to duck down. And the seating, I always put one seat on top of the other. You know the plastic chairs. I always put one seat to elevate because the Thai seats are so bloody low. I know the guy who designed on my online teaching. I had a student from Turkey. He worked for the company that won the contract to design the interior of the BTS.
All right. Yeah.
And I said to him, "It's you bastard." He said, "What do you mean?" Because every time I get, oh, sorry, but I think that's okay. But basically, when you're on the BTS, hang on, I'll do it with this. Hang on. When you're on the, I can't even do it. I can do it with this. You know the hand straps.
Right.
They're in your face. They're in your face. Yeah, so what I do is, I angle them up. You can actually push them up. You angle them up to get out of your face. But they won the contract because they designed them for the average height of the Thai man or Thai woman. It had to be Thai woman, the lowest elevation. So the average Thai woman is 130, 140 centimeters, whatever it may be. But that's that aggravates me. Getting on the BTS or the MRT and the hand straps are hitting you in the face.
Yeah, I don't have that problem anymore. But I never noticed that they could push up. But just what you were saying about the fridge bandit. He takes your beer, right? So I don't know if David's joking or he really means this, but he said he put a lock on the fridge, so he's obviously got the same problem as you got. Ronald says the thing that would annoy me the most is that I don't speak the language as a native. The thing is, you pick it up the longer you're here, and especially living with a Thai person. My Thai is so much better than when I first came here just over 3 years ago, because I live with a Thai girl who didn't speak a word of English when I met her. You know, it used to be all Google Translate, but her level of English is starting to really improve, and my level of Thai has it's improved a hell of a lot. Thank you again, Anton. That's very generous. Dave loves renewing his visa and driving his wife's family around. Okay,
that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so we've probably got this similar sort of viewers then, Dave. Right, let me go through a few of these comments because I've been missing out the comments, and we can talk about something here. Just very quickly, do you find with the Thais that they don't seem to have any noise? Isn't an issue? You know, it's like I've had people in the street here, like they're building something and they're banging with a hammer at 9 o'clock at night, or there's a dog out the front yapping all day. Not every day, but it doesn't seem to bother the other Thais. And I asked my girlfriend, I said, you know, doesn't that dog bark? Because it's down the street, so we don't really hear it too much. But I'll say to my girlfriend, that dog's been yapping for hours. Doesn't the next door neighbor get annoyed? And she's like, no, it doesn't bother Thais. Do you find that? Well,
I find that what I've said to her is, I can't walk down to 7-Eleven because of the soy dogs. And all the people that live on this road are her distant relations. So I said to her, why don't you speak to them and get them to chain up the dog or close the gate? And she said, this is Thailand. You can't do that. So basically, I have to run the gauntlet. If I want to walk up to 7-Eleven, I have to bring a golf club. Harry and myself do it. His choice is a 9-iron. I'm a driver. And we literally walk up, and if a dog comes near us, we just, come on, try it.
Right. So I found a couple of tricks, because I go on a walk between my house and the highway. To get there and back is about 45 minutes. And I was a little bit scared of the dogs because there is rabies here. But I found 2 tricks.
That's right.
Like you say, if you carry a stick with you, you don't have to hit the dog. But if you carry a stick with you and it starts barking at you and you hold the stick up, generally they run away or they keep their distance. The other, I've got exactly that same one. It's got the 2 strobe lights on it, right? Yeah, but that's good at night. It's not so good in the daytime. The other thing is...
it's also not good with pregnant dogs, apparently. It doesn't work.
Okay. So I had one of those taser things when it broke now, but it was great because it's very quiet down in the country roads where I was walking. And when you press the button, it's like, and they get confused, you know. But the other trick is if you get caught out and you haven't got anything on, if you bend down and pretend you're picking up a stone, they run off, you know. I've done that a few times. Right. Fitzy says, I can speak basic Thai now. Yeah, always good to learn a language if you're staying here any length of time. Howling mutts all night. People talking about what annoys them here. David's video about the group trip was very funny and true. Race car spilled backwards. Dave, are you able to work over there? I think you're a bit more like Al Murray pub landlord, but Irish. You would be a great pub landlord over there. Well, we can't work over here, can we? Do things like that.
We can't work. That's it. End of story. No. It's completely xenophobic.
Right. The thing is, most occupations here in Thailand are protected for only Thais. You can't come here and be an electrician. You can't come here and be a plumber.
Exactly.
Or be you can work in a bar if it's done properly. I don't mean a little beer bar, but something like, you know, a big West, somewhere like Hooters, for instance, or what's the place down here? Father Ted's. You know, there is ways. If you're the manager of that bar, you can get a work permit and everything, but you can't come here and do a protected job, as it were.
Occupation,
yeah, occupation. That's what I was looking for. Okay, can't you befriend the dogs if they belong to PPL? Your wife knows. The problem is there's so many dogs, and you know, people say you should carry snacks, but you'd have to carry a sack around with you. There's so many of them. Okay,
but they smell the farang. They actually behave differently to foreigners. I've noticed it. My wife can walk up and they react, but not so much. But I walk up and they go, "Ha, farang." I'm sure of it.
Do you think it's the body language? Do you think they sense
Probably
kind of
is.
like
The fear?
Because the Thais don't think about it; they just go on their day, and perhaps dogs are very good at picking up on fear, or not necessarily fear, but picking up on emotions, how you act, how you walk, face movements and stuff. So, I've just give me a minute there. I'll just go on front because I keep it's my girlfriend's come back. Hang on.
I'll hold the fort. You might think that I'm an alcoholic because I'm drinking during the day. I'm only drinking because we're on the live stream. That's all it is to it. I had a quarter of a bottle of this, and I just got into the Beefeater. It's my first ever introduction to Beefeater London Dry Gin. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this, promoting alcohol on YouTube. Jesus Christ Almighty! Why would I do that? Oh, Jesus, I wouldn't be doing that at all. But look, it's there. It was in the fridge. And it's very, very drinkable. It's very, very drinkable. It's very enjoyable, actually. I'll be going live tonight myself on my own channel. So I hope you can join me then. We'll be here. Hang on, Peter's back there. Okay.
What it is, because the dog's so fast, I've got a sliding gate on the front of the house, and the postman, if he phones my girlfriend, says I got a parcel, and she'll normally tell the postman just chuck it over the fence. But sometimes they open the gate and they come in. And if the dog's in the yard, he's going to escape, you know. So I put the padlock on, not lock it, just put it on so the gate can't be locked. So she's come home in the taxi because I took her to work this morning and she can't get in. Oh, I'm out of breath because I ran back. Okay.
By the way, Pete, do you take exercise? Because that's what you're 60. You look very well at 66.
Really?
So
thank
you. Yeah, because during COVID, I was walking 5 kilometers a day. I was on the OMAD diet. I lost 30 kilos, but I looked like death warmed up. You know, the face was gone. I said, fuck this. But do you take exercise?
Yeah, I mean, this is a number one thing I miss about Bangkok. So at the end of Soi 10, I was in Soi 8, and there's a church at the end of Soi 8 that connects 10 and 8, and there's Benjikiti Park. Every single night, without fail, about 5, just when the sun's kind of going down, really going down, when the heat's gone out of day, about 5 o'clock, I used to walk for at least an hour to 2 hours around Benjikiti Park. It's very, very pleasant. Sometimes I'd go with friends there, and that's what I miss here. So in answer to your question, there is a walk I can do that takes 45 minutes, and the whole point of getting the dog was to encourage me to do that walk every night. But I don't know how the soy dogs are going to react because they're very, very territorial. You know, and the last thing I want is for them to attack my dog. But in answer to your question, I'm not exercising as much as I should do. You know, I do it maybe once a week. I like to do it every night.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I'm becoming very conscious of it. I was great during COVID, but I broke my metatarsal bone, and I was in a David Beckham boot for about 6 weeks. You know those? It cost me 10,000 baht. They're pressurized boots. Anyway, but I kind of fell off the wagon when I broke my foot. I started eating again and do this, that, and the other. But I've been trying to incorporate, when I do my videos, I do a lot of walking. I do about 10,000 steps per day. But when I come home, she's terrible. She buys so much bloody food. Is your wife the same?
Oh my God. This is one of the main arguments we have.
Yes.
So she's got this theory. She's got this theory that if I'm slim, every woman in Thailand will want to go to bed with me. Okay. Absolutely. So what she does, I try not to eat any sugary snacks or anything, but if occasionally I'll eat, say, there's these Indian snacks you can buy, the Japanese ones rather, they're coated in something, they're really nice. When she sees that I enjoy something, she'll buy it over and over and over. And I'll say, don't buy it. Don't buy it. I want to lose weight. And she'll say, well, don't eat it then. But she doesn't realize when you have a drink late at night and you spot that packet of, your favorite snacks there, you're going to eat them, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, we have big arguments over that. I'm not overly fat now, but I'd like to lose another 10 kilos. And she's got this theory, like I say, that if I get down to say another 10 kilos, I will be the Hua Hin sex symbol as it is, and every woman will want to bed me, which we know is total rubbish, right? Okay, that's bad news. There's somebody. Hi Peter. Everything was on schedule for the wedding in downtown Cambodia, right? But things went pear-shaped when the caterer cancelled at the last minute. That must be awful. Sorry to hear that. Any Diet Schweppes tonic available yet in Thailand, Dave? Yeah,
the only place I can get this is Macro and Big C. They're the only two places.
Is it not? Is it diet then? It's no sugar.
Oh, it's not diet. Sorry, it's just regular.
Oh, okay. So what he's asking is if you can get the diet one, because I know, you can get obviously Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, no sugar and everything. But if you take gin and gin and tonic. That particular one's got sugar in it, hasn't it?
Yeah,
well, I know it has. Yeah,
I'll just give you a heads up. Do you know what they call it? Gin and tonic. The British in India were suffering from malaria, and there was quinine in the tonic. It was quinine tonic. They used to give them quinine to address the malaria, and they used to drink gin with the quinine to make it more palatable. And that's where gin and tonic came from. It was a treatment. It's medicinal for malaria.
On things being invented in India by the British, another thing that was invented was snooker. I don't know if you know this.
That's right.
The 100 years ago, whenever it was, these soldiers who were based out there, the red coats, on their downtime, they'd get bored. So they'd take these, remember them hard kind of collars that you got on shirts? They kind of melted them down, made balls out of them. But the problem is when they whacked the balls, sometimes they would explode, But that's where the game of snooker came from.
That's right. Actually, snooker is a Hindi word. Like when I came to Thailand, I heard obviously the word for pink, see shampoo. Shampoo is Hindi. It's for soap. It means soap. Really? I'll be corrected on this. So you can see how the word came into the English language. Shampoo is a hair soap, but in India or in Hindi, shampoo means soap. I think it's probably pink, and that's why in Thai it's sea shampoo.
I see. It's another one is like when you go into an Indian restaurant. I've heard people say, "Oh, can I have one plain naan bread?" Actually, the word naan is bread, right? Okay. Yeah. Couple more here. I can't pronounce your name, sorry, and I don't want to slaughter it. But you said I'm Dutch. We consider gin being Dutch from Geneva. Is it Geneva?
Oh, Geneva. Yeah, Geneva. Well, I didn't know that. As far as I was concerned, gin is London. London. Whiskey is Irish. I'll just give you a heads up on this. The word whiskey is a corrupted word from Gaelic meaning Ishka an Baha. Ishka is water, an Baha is life. The Ishka an Baha, the water of life. When the British came to Ireland 800 years ago, they couldn't speak Gaelic. The Irish couldn't speak. So they just used the first word from the phrase Ishka an Baha and mispronounced it. So the Gaelic word for water is Ishka, and the British said Whiska, and that's where whiskey comes from.
That's where
It's
the
the
whiskey
water
came
of the water of life.
Ronald's there. He's saying wisdom being shared this afternoon. Okay, I'll do this.
go.
We'll make this the last one. You know the word. You know Samsung phones, Samsung TVs, Samsung everything. Do you know what Samsung means? It's a Korean word, obviously. Well, I was married to a Korean, right? And I just happened to know this bit of information. So Sam is the same word in Thai, meaning three, and sung, and sung is star. So when you buy a Samsung phone, you're buying a 3-star phone. That's what it means. Right.
Okay.
Right. So we'll knock that on the head now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I better not say anything about the missus. She's back now. No, she's very understanding. I'm very lucky to have found her, actually. You know. Do you know? Okay, let's see. I don't know what this is. I don't vet the comments. Frank was actually on that.
Would you like to watch apart from this channel? Would you like to collaborate with? Who would you like to collaborate with? Will you do a live stream with Irish Times? Everyone keeps asking me that because I used to collaborate with him many times in the past. Many times in the past. Many times, but not in the current. Not currently.
Right? Is he back in Ireland?
Yeah, he's gone. He's back there now. I don't know. I'm not in daily contact with him, but I know he's back in Ireland. That's all I know.
Was there any particular reason he went back, or?
I mean, all I know, he said he did it in reverse. He came here as a single man in his 20s, and he went back as a married man almost in his 30s. You know, right. I don't know the ins and outs, but right. He's back there now. He's not here anymore.
Right. Okay, Pravel. I think Pravel's actually Indian. He says shampoo came from champi, means head massage. Could also be with help from a local herb. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Shavel. Sorry, Pravel. Getting my words mixed up there. Ronald says, Peter is the only Thai channel I follow and have no intention of going there. Okay, thank you very much. Just because somebody watches my channel or Dave's channel or somebody else, it doesn't mean it's the best channel or somebody else's channel is not good. It's just personal preference, isn't it? I mean, I've got a theory. If somebody likes your what's the word I'm looking for? Your persona. If somebody likes your persona on screen, they started watching a few of your videos and they kind of click with you. You're their sort of person. Like, you know, sometimes you meet people, you're introduced to people, and you think, oh, he's a nice guy. I could have a drink with this guy. And other times I've met people, and the guy's done nothing wrong, and I've thought, I don't like you. He's not done anything to me. But you just don't.
Do you know the phrase? There's a phrase. It's I do not love thee, Dr. Fell. The reason why I cannot tell, but this for sure I know full well. I do not love thee, Dr. Fell. That's written on the walls of Berkeley College in California. It comes from Latin. It means you know somebody, you don't like them, but you don't know why. They've done nothing wrong. You know, and he says, I do not love thee, Dr. Fell. The reason why I cannot tell. But this for sure I know full well. I do not love thee, Dr. Fell.
There we go, guys. Poetry in motion there. But the point was, you know, sometimes talking about YouTube channels, the point was, you know, sometimes you'll see somebody and you'll just click, and sometimes you'll see somebody and think, I don't like you. I get guys, you know, who leave me terrible comments because they just don't like me for whatever reason. But I think if somebody takes to you and they like what you do and they like your persona, it doesn't matter what video you upload, they're going to watch it. Some they'll be interested in, some not. But generally they'll stick around for the journey, as it were, because they like, you know, they feel a connection with you. And I'm sure it's the same for everyone. Another YouTube channel there, Exploring Bangkok. Nice to see you both finally live together. Actually, we've been planning to do this for quite a while. I didn't have Dave's contact numbers. I mean, there's somebody on one of my live streams. He's not here today because he's in America, so I guess the timing's wrong for where he is. I actually, a few weeks ago, I said, yeah, I'd love to do a live stream with Dave, but I can't contact him because I looked on your channel and you don't have any contact details. There's no email address or like on on my description of every single YouTube channel, if somebody wants to get in touch, I've got an email address linked to my website. But I was looking for your details. There's no Facebook. There's no email address. There's nothing. And I actually said on my live stream, look, if anybody's got Dave's contact details, send me and I'll contact him. And he sent me your. That's how I got your email address, because somebody sent it to me. I don't know how he got it.
Well, I was unaware. I thought, I still think My email address is on the bio of my channel. I'll double check it, and if not, I'll correct it.
I might have missed it. I don't think I did. Because I thought I've got to get in touch because we've been planning to do this for a while, and we finally got round to it. Okay, exploring Bangkok again. Does Dave have any new plans for his old channel?
Yeah, I do. I actually do. YouTube sent me an email, Peter. I swear to God. They sent me an email stating that if I do not upload another video on that channel, I will lose my YouTube partner program accreditation. Right. And in other words, they're trying to coerce me into putting up another video. So I was thinking, I got to get away from the girly stuff because that's what caused me problems. Like in the Pattaya videos, that's what caused problems then. So what do? I can't do food reviews because that's been done a million times. So I'm thinking of doing kind of news, global news, like, you know, the Iranian situation or whatever it may be. But to be honest, I wouldn't do anything other than YouTube have my arm twisted behind my back. If I don't do it, I will lose the monetization on that channel, and it could affect Alpha Omega as well. Why can't
you just start an absolutely brand new channel and start doing what you want to do? Okay, because because what you're worried about right now is if you make a mistake, they're going to take everything down.
But this is the thing. They're telling me now, if I don't put another video on that channel within the next 30 days, that's what the email was, that I will lose my monetization status, let's say, for the want of a better phrase. I don't know how they phrase it. But I'll tell you another thing. Because I started my Google account with the Big Picture El Panorama, that channel, all subsequent channels on that account are affected. So if I don't do what they say, it could affect the monetization on Alpha Omega.
It's almost like they're trying to antagonize you to do something wrong.
Yes, exactly. They're trying to make you play into their, like, for example, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. That's what it is.
Pravo says, brilliant stream. We'd like to see you guys collaborate more frequently. Maybe we can do one every 3 months. I mean, I'm always up for it.
Absolutely, Peter. I'd love to have you on one of my, I don't do streams that often, but I'm going to do a stream tonight. I'm definitely doing a stream tonight because I'm already set up. By the way, at night time, you see, because I'm Irish, I've got the cheap solution. That's an RGB light. Okay. 1,500 baht in Fortune Town.
Sure.
When it's dark, I put a blue or a green light against that screen, and it looks like I'm in Hollywood or whatever.
Right.
I'll be doing it tonight.
Yeah, I won't be around tonight, unfortunately, but we'll maybe set another. Maybe one day when your wife's with Harry, we can do another. Because I do every other Saturday afternoon at 2:00. I do, and I do it, as I said before, at this time because I get a chance to bring other people in that can't normally watch a live stream. To be honest, I don't really do the live streams for this long. Really, I'll do another 15 minutes and I'll have to go. But when I'm on my own, it's hard to keep going. When I was during COVID, I was going on for hours and hours because I was just drinking. I don't drink in the streams now, but during COVID, you know how it is. You start off and you have a beer, and then you start doing, because I was doing 10 o'clock, starting at 10. So I was drinking, and I got to the state where I was half cut and I didn't care. I just was talking, and everybody else was in the same boat. They were mainly drunk as well. And I brought 10 people into a live stream once. Nobody could hear each other because everybody was talking at once, but we were all drunk. It didn't matter, you know.
Yeah. You see, that was a different era. I had about 6 people on the stream once. Like that, one guy didn't like the other guy, and they started fighting, and then you had to be the mediator, and it would, that happened more than once with me, and it's a very dangerous situation to invite too many people onto a stream because you take it for granted that they have to get on with each other, but if they don't, it can be detrimental.
Well, I didn't have that. I didn't have that problem, but I was gone, I said, let's bring some people in, and I brought in a load of regulars. But it only lasted 30 seconds because everybody was talking and you couldn't understand anybody. Everybody was talking at the same time. Just on your contact details, Dave, Racecar said there's a field when you're logged into your YouTube studio. Just add your details there if you want to be contactable.
I'll do that.
Where the settings is in the YouTube studio, you can actually put a load of stuff in there and it'll put it into every video.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
Right. Okay. Have we got any more questions? I think we're going to give it another 15 minutes, guys. I'm going out to dinner with the missus tonight, and I'm sure Dave's wants to get ready for his live stream. It's amazing how fast the time goes, isn't it, when you're actually live streaming, even by yourself. You know, I've got one guy. I don't want to give his real. He doesn't like to give his real name, so I can't remember his YouTube name. But he often sends me an email the day after I've done the streams, because I'll do an hour and a half live stream, have a 15-minute break, then I do an hour and a quarter member stream, and he'll write to me and say, I don't know how you manage to keep talking for 3 hours. You know, it's always fresh sort of stuff. You know. Fitzy says you guys are like friends to us. Thank you very much, Fitzy. If you any more compliments, I want me to get out the door. My head will be the size of a pumpkin. Okay, I think we've probably covered most things. Let's just see if there's any more question. Somebody else there says Dave can start another Google account and switch one channel into that.
Yes.
Pad Thai says soy dogs do work on group mentality. Yeah, they're pack animals, aren't they? I'd love to take my dog when he's grown up. There's places I can go in the car, but I'd love to be able to just walk him from my house down to the highway there for 20 minutes each way. But I'm afraid with the soy dogs if they'll attack him. Okay, James, excellent stream, giving me a diversion. What I'm seeing here in Doha, Qatar. Yeah, awful in the Middle East. Okay, and then Exploring Bangkok. Guys, thanks for making this happen today. This was already in the making for about a year, I think. Yeah, absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, I think we've just about covered everything now, Dave. Yeah.
So
go ahead.
I'll just say it's a pleasure, Peter. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. I've learned a bit more about you. I'm glad to welcome you to Ireland. You're an Irish, as far as I'm concerned. You're right. Your mother's from a Thai. You're fucking Irish. It's part of the French, but you know. But it's
okay. No worries.
It's been wonderful. I've really enjoyed it, and thank you everybody for your positive comments and your engagement in this. It's been wonderful,
and the super chats and everything. Dave, I'm going to give you a quick call when I end this when we end this stream. So you just a quick one.
I'm looking for my phone. Because I think
Harry take it?
I think Harry took it.
Have you not got a line on your PC?
I have. Call me online.
Okay, so let just hang around a bit. Okay, guys, thanks very much today. There's been a lot of generous guys there giving the super chats. As I said, I'm going to calculate it up at the end and take the 30% out for YouTube and then split the rest with Dave. So thanks, guys. So just to reiterate, the next stream from me will be next Sunday at 8 p.m. Thai time, and then the member stream is at 9:45. That's a week tomorrow, isn't it? And what time's your stream tonight, Dave? If you want to watch Dave's stream,
it's 10 to 5 now. I'd say about 8 o'clock Thai time. I'd say 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock Thai time.
9 o'clock. Yeah, is that when
GMT plus 7?
Everybody's settled down then. Okay, guys, thanks very much. I've really enjoyed the stream today. Dave, thanks for joining me. It's been a blast, and we'll definitely do another live stream in the future for sure.
Lovely stuff. Thanks very much, Dave, Peter.
Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Whatever you're doing over the weekend, have a great weekend, and I'll catch you real soon.
Take care.